All right, 5:45. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Scam Awareness live stream. I'm your host, Jared Caldara, and today we'll be going over some common scams to help you protect yourself and your loved ones from becoming a victim. We do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And our goal is to spread awareness. We want to get on here. We want to show you the latest scams. We want to show you some actual examples of the scams. And the idea is, if you're aware of these scams that are circulating and what's going on, you'll be able to spot them sooner and protect yourself and your loved ones. So thank you for joining this live stream. Say hello in the chat. Let us know how you found us. If you're first time joining one of our live streams, or if you're a regular viewer. And please take a moment, hit that thumbs up button, give us a like. We'll see if we get some more people in the live stream. The more likes we get, the more interaction we get, the more people will find this live stream. And the more people that find this live stream, the more awareness we could spread about these scams. So again, say hi in the chat, click that thumbs up, and share your stories. Let us know, what kind of scams you've encountered, any scams you've dealt with, scams maybe you have to help family members that are always getting scammed. So let us know in the chat. And let me know how the live stream's going. Sometimes the connection is smooth, sometimes it gets a little choppy. So if it starts getting a little laggy or a little choppy, let me know. And we're going to get started in about 4 minutes here at 5:50. Hey, welcome, welcome. I see some more viewers joining. We're going to get started shortly. Hey, Bane, I see in the chat. Is the connection a little laggy? Is it buffering still? Let me know and I'll reconnect. We get started in about 3 minutes. Everybody else that just joined us, welcome to the live stream. Welcome, welcome. Get started in about 2 minutes here. Say hi in the chat. Let us know if it's your first time attending one of our live streams. We do this every week, trying to spread awareness about scams. All right, we're getting started about 1 minute here. Hey, let me know in the chat how the stream is. Is it buffering? Is it okay? All right, everybody, get started in 1 minute. 1 minute. Lots of good scam examples coming up. We're going to go through 19 different types of scams. So I have a long list to go through, all important things to know, to protect yourself and be aware of, protect your loved ones. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet. Give us a like, help spread awareness. All right, 5:50. Let's get this started. Welcome, welcome. We do this weekly live scam every Thursday to spread awareness about scams. My name is Jared. I'm with Scamware 101, and I'll be your host tonight. Tonight we'll be sharing about 19 examples of different scams. This way you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones. All these scams are currently circulating right now. They're very common scams, and all the examples we're going to show you are of recent examples, all within the last few months. None of them are older than a year. So all these scams we're going to show you, they're pretty current, and they're going to be circulating, and you got to keep your eye out for them and protect your loved ones. So first time joining us, hit that thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, say hello in the chat. Share your experience, what kind of issues you've run into with scams. Maybe you've had to help family members out, maybe you've gotten scammed yourself. We want to hear your stories. You can also visit our website, scamware101.com, and join our free email list. We'll send out reminders about our live streams and also some useful scam awareness tips. So take a moment, visit our website, and join our mailing list. It's free, and you can unsubscribe at any time if you don't like it, and we won't abuse your email, I promise. All right, so you guys ready for some scams? Say hello in the chat. Let me know you're ready. Let me know you're ready. Let's get this going here. We got two streams going. We got a vertical stream going, and also a regular widescreen stream version going. Vertical stream always seems to get the most viewers, so that's where people are usually chatting in. But we do have the other stream available as well for widescreen if you prefer that on your computer. All right, so let's talk about some scams, people. The first scam we're going to talk about are tech support scams. A tech support scam is when a fake virus alert displays a tech support phone number to call for help. When victims call, they are unknowingly connected to a scammer impersonating tech support. The scammer usually requests access to the victim's device, then attempts to steal personal and financial information. So the key here is the fake virus alerts that pop up. Many people fall for this scam. It's a very common scam. And we're going to show you some examples of these fake virus alerts that pop up. But something to keep in mind before we show you these alerts is that the way you can tell the difference between a fake virus alert and a real virus alert is a fake virus alert will actually have a number to call, right? A real virus alert doesn't have a phone number to call. So if you see a phone number on a virus alert, that's how you know that it's a scam. Don't call that phone number. It's going to connect you to a scammer, and that's all part of the trick. So this is known as tech support. It's known as a tech support scam because once you connect to a scammer, they impersonate tech support. And then they try to get access to your PC. They say they try to help you with a virus and that they need access to your PC. But what they're actually going to do if you let them connect is steal all your logins and your personal information. So let's take a look at some examples of these fake virus alerts. And I'm going to start with a few generic examples, which might be obvious. You might consider these obvious. But after I show you these, I'll show you some more realistic ones that are more convincing as well. But let's start with some generic versions of these pop-ups first to give you an idea of what this type of scam might look like. And let me know in the chat if you've ever encountered this scam, if you've seen these fake pop-up alerts, if you know someone that fell for a tech support scam. So in this first example of a fake virus alert, you can see the big scary letters, warning, all capitals in red, exclamation point, 5 viruses detected. Very, very scary language, right? Call us immediately and it has a phone number. It says, contact us now so our expert engineers could remove the threats and help you avoid system crashing, file deletion, theft of personal data, Wi-Fi loss, infections on your other devices. It's all scary stuff, right? So the idea is when a victim gets this pop-up, this fake pop-up, they get scared into calling the phone number. So the victim is actually tricked into contacting the scammer. Let me show another example of these fake pop-ups, part of these tech support scams. Warning, check your computer now. Right, and there's a number. Call this number immediately for assistance on how to remove potential viruses. And this is data exposed to risk, and there's the list of all the scary things that are going to happen if you don't call this number, supposedly. Your credit card details, your email and passwords, Facebook, private photos, all exposed. But none of this is true. This is just a fake virus alert, and the purpose is to scare you. What these actually are is these are just fake pop-ups that are coming from websites. On this example, you can see the URL across the top. So if you're computer savvy and you're decent with computers, you could spot these, But for someone that's not computer savvy, it doesn't matter if it shows the address or not. This is just big scary letters, and they're going to call that number. And again, older folks are the ones that are falling victim to this most of the time. They're the ones that are falling for this. So make sure that your loved ones are aware of this. Your parents, your grandparents, even people that aren't too computer savvy. We all know. We all have friends and family members that, well, I assume we all have friends and family members that some of them don't use computers at all. Or, are terrible with computers, which makes them vulnerable to this. So anyway, those are 3 examples of generic fake virus alert pop-ups. But let me show you some more convincing ones. Again, we're talking about a tech support scam, and the idea is that these fake virus alerts trick the victim into calling a scammer. So here's one that looks a lot more realistic. McAfee. It impersonates McAfee. It has the colors there. It has the logo there. You can tell it's fake. It has the address bar up top. So, again, if you're familiar with this, you could tell. But for those that aren't too familiar, this could be very convincing, especially if they have McAfee on their PC. They get this pop-up. It says you have a virus. They think it's McAfee. They call the phone number. It's going to be a scammer. So this is a very popular scam right now. It's actually been quite popular for years. And it's something to definitely be aware of. Make sure your loved ones are aware of. Here's another. I'm going to show you a few more examples too, because there's so many examples. Norton. This one impersonates Norton. Norton by Symantec. Same format, right? Big scary letters, threats detected in red. System critically infected. Call this number immediately. If you call that number, you're going to get connected to a scammer that's impersonating Norton. They're impersonating tech support. But they're going to ask for access to your computer, and they're not going to do anything good. They're going to steal your information. They're going to steal your personal data. They're going to get into your banking accounts. And again, this is known as a tech support scam. Let me show you another example. These ones impersonate Windows Defender. This pop-up comes up. It's got the Windows logo. It's got the Windows colors. Following that same pattern of a scary compromised data, email credentials, banking passwords. It's trying to scare you into calling Windows support. But it's not Windows support. It's actually a call center full of scammers. If you call this number, you're going to get connected to a call center. That's actually just scammers are sitting there and they're waiting for calls. Here's another example of a fake virus alert pop-up that impersonates Windows Defender. Tries to trick you into calling a fake tech support number. Again, these are known as tech support scams. These fake virus alerts pop up. They try to scare the user into calling a fake tech support number. And one of the things about this scam is everybody's actually vulnerable to it. Windows users, Mac users, you could be on your iPhone and you get one of these fake pop-ups. You could be on your Android phone and you'll get one of these fake pop-ups. And they'll be customized for your device. So for example, here's one that targets Safari users, the Safari browser on Mac. And it follows the same theme. Big scary red letters, virus found. Mac computer has 13 infections. But if you call that number, you get connected to a scammer. Here's another example, one that impersonates AppleCare. Has an Apple logo. Used the same colors as the website at the time. Warning, Mac OS is infected with viruses and other malicious applications. And this one impersonates Apple support. It says, call Apple support at and follow virus removal procedure. This is all fake. There's a pop-up coming from a website trying to trick the user. Let me know in the chat if you've seen these pop-ups. Got one more example of these fake virus alert pop-ups. Similar to the last one, but a little different. The logo's a little different, but this one impersonates Apple. Still has the Apple logo. Please call Apple support. Just call it Apple Helpline. And it gives you a number, but it's not really Apple Helpline. It'll be connected to a scammer. They're going to try to steal your information, your financial information, personal data. So watch out for these fake virus alerts, otherwise known as a tech support scam, where they actually trick the victim into calling the scammer. So it's a clever type of scam because it actually tricks the victim into calling. Whereas, the victim calls and they let their guard down. I think we're so used to actually getting called by the scammer, but these tech support scams work the other way around, where they actually trick the victim into calling the scammer, trick them into calling a fake tech support number. So that's our first scam of the evening. Examples. That's a tech support scam. Warn your loved ones, especially the older folks, grandparents, parents. They're the ones that just reportedly fall victim to that one. How are we all doing tonight? Happy Thursday. Almost end of the week. Almost Friday. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Hit that thumbs up if you just joined us. Say hi in the chat. We do this live stream every week. Spread awareness about scams. All right, we're gonna go into our next scam example here. Actually, I'm seeing a little lag here. I think I'm just gonna reconnect the stream real quick. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna reconnect the stream. All right, cool. All right, we're going to keep going here. We just went over our first scam of the evening, which was a tech support scam. Important to be aware of that one. Warn your loved ones. The next scam we're going to talk about is road toll scams. And this one is extremely common right now. A lot of people are receiving these text messages. And I'm going to show you a bunch of examples, of course. But what they are bring up the slide here. So these road toll scams. Scammers impersonate road toll services like EasyPass, SunPass, and Fast Track. They claim that an unpaid toll is due. Victims are usually contacted by text message or email containing a link to pay the fake toll. However, the link opens a fake website designed to steal any personal or financial information entered by the victim. There never was an unpaid toll due. Right. So a lot of people are reporting these text messages to me, and there's a lot of warnings from law enforcement about these text messages. Every week when we go over to scam headlines, see what the media is reporting, and this one is still extremely common right now. And basically how it works is you get a text message claiming they have an unpaid toll. And these text messages could impersonate SunPass, QuickPass, Peach Pass, Good to Go, Easy Pass, North Texas Tollway Authority, Drive Easy Maryland, Fast Track. It impersonates all these agencies and even some more that aren't on this list here. This scam started picking up last year, towards the end of last year, and it hasn't stopped. It's picked up even more coming into the new year. And the amount of text messages that are going out is crazy, actually. So let me show you some examples of these text messages. And oh yeah, by the way, we did a video about this scam as well. So a lot of scams that we're covering tonight, we have videos about them on our YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check back later and check back some of the videos if you want to see any scams or share these scams with your friends. We have specific videos available for each of these, and that's the point, is to spread awareness. So, but on the screen you can see some examples of these text messages. And the original version followed all the same format. It would say, California Toll Service. Our records indicate that your vehicle has an unpaid toll invoice. To avoid additional charges of $64, please settle your balance of $6.49. And then it includes a link to a fake website. And all the original versions kind of followed that format. They would just switch out the state. On my screen, it might be a little small, but North Carolina Toll Services, Illinois Tollway, Ohio Toll Services, Virginia Toll Services, New Jersey Toll Point, Pennsylvania Toll Pike, New York Toll Services, Florida SunPass. And that was just the original version of this scam that started last late last year. Then, different versions of this scam started occurring. It started impersonating Easy Drive, Massachusetts. And it started including dates saying pay your fee by January 22nd. And then here's the original version, Pennsylvania Turnpike. Sometimes it says for the Turnpike. Here's another example. Final warning. Unpaid tolls, failure to pay, $3.99 may result in further penalties. This one has a deadline. It says March 12th. So these fake text messages, the idea is to get you to click on the link and get taken to a fake website. And if you click on that link, here's an example. So good to go. This is an example of the website that scam would have linked to. And it looks legit. It has Good to Go's logo, colors, their theme. If you click payment, it's going to ask you for your credit card details. But this isn't the real website. This is a website designed by a scammer, and the idea is to steal your credit card details and personal information. Again, these unpaid toll scams, extremely common right now. The reports are all for text messages. But a good rule of thumb is if there's a text message scam, it could be adapted for email, and vice versa. If there's an email scam, it could be adapted for text message too. So it's good to stay on your toes and be aware of this, across the board. But an example on my screen here, please pay your toll in Florida by January 22nd to avoid excessive late fees, potential legal action on statements. This one says they wish us a pleasant holiday. Well, that's nice of them. And you can see these fake websites. Sometimes they'll include the toll service name in the website domain as part of it. Like this one says sunpass.com-1917.sbs. They try to make it look like it's actual sunpass.com, but it's not. A good red flag to look out for. See at the bottom of this text message here, it has an instruction. It says, please reply yes, then exit the text message and open it again to activate the link. Scammers like to include that at the bottom of these text message scams. And throughout this live stream and the other examples that we show, you're going to see that instruction included in a lot of them. And that's a red flag to watch out for when, it's an indicator that it's a scam text message when it says that. Why do they want you to reply yes and reopen the message? Well, if you reply yes, first of all, they know that you read the text message and they're going to keep on sending your phone number more scams. But also, it activates the link, meaning that you can just click on it instead of having to copy it. So replying yes will activate a link for unknown numbers like this. So that's why they want you to reply yes. Don't do it. Don't reply. Never reply to these scam text messages. Never reply to scam emails. Best thing you can do is just report them as junk and delete them. Do not engage. But as you can see, there's a lot of different variations of this unpaid toll scam text message. Here's another one that impersonates Easy Drive, Massachusetts. And this also has that instruction at the end to please reply with yes. This one gets to the point. This one just says, Easy Drive MA reminder. Your bill for $6.99 is due soon. Please visit. It has a link to the fake website. And then it says, please reply yes, and goes into that instruction. One thing to note, too, is, make it bigger here. These text messages, another red flag is that they come from an international number. Not all the time. The original version of this message seemed to be coming from numbers from inside the U.S., but now they're mainly coming from international numbers. So as you can see on this screen, the +63. This scam became so common that the NY Thruway made a poster that they were posting in the subways and stuff like that. And it shows an example of fake text message and real text message. It could be a little misleading. So these real text messages, it's good to assume by default that if you get a message saying you have unpaid toll, that's a scam. There's so many of these scams falling around. Your default mindset has to be that it's a scam, right? If you ever want to check your real balance, if you use EasyPass or SunPass, for example, if you ever want to check your balance, to be safe, if you get a text message, don't click the links, don't call a number, don't do anything the text message says. Just open your app or go to the official website. Again, not the link, but the official website, and check your account there. But assume that the text message you're getting is a scam. We know that this scam is on fire right now. It's crazy how many people are getting these unpaid toll text messages. Here's one that impersonates Fast Track. Pay your Fast Track lane tolls by January 24th, 2025. And again, you can see these are recent examples. A lot of these examples, like this is January 24th, the text message was usually received on that date or before. So what they're doing is they send out this text message and they insert the current date when they're sending out the message. And again, that's just to get a sense of urgency. That's to scare the victim. And you're going to notice this pattern on a lot of examples. Scammers, one of their techniques, they want to scare the victim. They want to create urgency, right? So, and these are perfect examples. To avoid a fine and keep your license. Oh man, I can't want to lose my license, and it's due today on the 24th. I better click that link and give my credit card number to scammers, right? That's what they want. You to react. Oh no, my license is gonna get suspended and it's due today. I better pay now. Again, unpaid toll scams, extremely common right now. So many people are getting hit with these text messages. Let me know in the chat if you've gotten hit with these text messages. I see some more viewers joining, so hit that thumbs up, say hello, and engage. Let us know if you've experienced this text message, your family members experienced this text message or this scam. Again, it's an unpaid road toll scam. Another example of fake and real. This is a good example because you see how the fake one comes from a phone number? In this example, it's a US number. But regardless, if it was a real notification from a toll service, it would be from a short number. But you know those little short phone numbers? In this example, it's 48407. So that's also another red flag when you get these unpaid toll scam text messages. So that's our second scam of the night. Unpaid road toll scam. Extremely common right now. Watch out for it. Report as junk and delete. No, don't reply. Don't engage with the scammers. It's a good rule of thumb. Because some people like to mess with them and they think they're wasting their time, but it doesn't matter. Don't engage. Don't let them know that there's even somebody on the other end of the phone. How we all doing tonight? What's up, John? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. We got two streams going tonight. We got a vertical stream going and a widescreen stream going. Most people are chatting in the vertical, but we got two streams going for whichever version you prefer. If you're your first time joining us, I'm Jared with ScamAware 101. And our goal is to spread awareness about scams. Every Thursday, we do this live stream for free. Free live stream, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And we just go over all these recent scams, show you some examples, spread awareness. You know, this is a big deal. This isn't one of these things where these scammers are just taking $100 here or $100 there. They're destroying people's lives. They're clearing out retirees' bank accounts. You know, they're going to take your retirement. You know, you have your parents, your grandparents. They're trying to scam them out of their retirement, their life savings, and your inheritance, right? So this matters to you too. Even if you think you're too smart to fall for these scams, you know, your loved ones are susceptible. And, you know, not for nothing. These scammers are clever. They're getting clever. They're using AI to become more convincing. So awareness is key. And that's what we believe here at ScamAware 101. And that's why we do this live stream every week. On today's live stream, we're going to cover 19 different scams. We're already 2 in. We went over tech support scam, you know, those fake virus pop-ups that you get, and road toll scams. We got a lot more coming up. I see some more people join in, so it's great. Hit that thumbs up. Help us spread awareness. Brian, welcome to the chat. Crypto scams. Yep, indeed. Crypto scams are a big one. Not just the crypto scams alone. Crypto in general is a red flag when it comes to scams. And we'll talk about that in a little bit too. We're going to be going over some red flags to help identify scams. You know, one of those red flags is going to be, you know, scammers ask you to pay in crypto. You know, if you're being asked to pay for something in crypto, that's a red flag. It's a scam too. Someone's telling you to go to a Bitcoin ATM, right? That's going to be a red flag. So we actually have that come up a little later too in the live stream. But right now, we're going over some common scams. We're on scam number 3 here. We're going to talk about a wrong number scam next. And we're going to show you some examples about that. Let me bring up some examples right now. And in the meantime, hit that subscribe button. The more subscribers we get, the more likes we get, the more you can help us spread awareness. So wrong number scams. A lot of these scams, we've already did videos about these on our YouTube channel as well. So if any of the scams we're going over this evening, if you want to share them with a loved one, we have individual videos on our YouTube channel for a lot of these, including the wrong number scam, which we're about to talk about right now. In fact, our wrong number scam video, it was our most popular video. It's got over 98,000 views, which is crazy. It blows my mind. We didn't break 100,000 views. We got 98,000, which is wild. But yeah, it's wrong number scams. So let's talk about them, right? Wrong number scams. You ever wonder why you get so many text messages and that turns out to be from a wrong number? It's because it's a scam. So scammers reach out to new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers. In your case, that's your phone number. When someone replies, wrong number, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build a trust with them. As trust is gained, this type of scam evolves into a romance or pig butchering scam that ultimately steals money from the trusting victim. Right? So, these wrong number scams, I'm going to show you a bunch of examples, but the whole point is to find new victims. And all the scammer does is he just sends random text messages to random numbers. They could be something as simple as hi, or let's get together for coffee, right? It could be anything. The point is that when someone receives a text message, they reply saying, who is this, or wrong number, because then the scammer knows that your number is active, that you're reading the text messages, that you're going to reply. But then they'll also start building up the relationship, a trust with you. And usually these type of scams, they'll evolve into a romance type of scam or a pig butchering scam, which, like Brian just mentioned in the chat, right, which is usually a crypto scam when it comes to pig butchering. They gain your trust, and then they say, hey, I'm making all this money off of this investment or this crypto. Install this app. But it's fake. It's a fake app. They steal your money. But anyway, let's get back to these wrong number scams. Let me show you some examples. Again, the idea is the scammer just wants to get a reply, and then they can start talking and building a trust with you. And again, it can start with something as simple as, excuse me, is this Emma? Or, hey, Anna, I'm Josie. Or, hi. The point is for you to reply and say, wrong number, or who is this? And then, when you reply, here's some examples of how that might go. I'm Margaret, you Lillian. No, I'm Izzy. Right, wrong number. I'm really sorry. I think I made a mistake between your number and Lillian's number. I hope I didn't disturb your good day. Because that's okay. Right. At that point, if this was really a wrong number, the conversation would be over with. Right. But that's one of these red flags about these wrong number scams, is that once they realize it's a wrong number, once it's established that they texted a wrong number, if they try to continue the conversation with you, they start asking you about yourself, it's a wrong number scam. And in this example, you could see the user replies back, that's okay. But at that point, the conversation should be over. But the scammer continues, thank you for your understanding and patience. You are a kind person. I hope you have a good day today. I'm 36 years old. Would you mind telling me your age? And you'll notice in the examples I'm showing you is that the key things they ask for, they'll ask for your age, your location, and your name. And then based on that, they determine which scam to kind of proceed with. Here's another example of how a wrong number scam could start. And the examples I'm showing you is the wrong number part of this scam. Once the conversation is established, I cut off the examples because then it evolves into a different type of scam, a romance scam or a pig butchering scam. So in these examples, I'm just showing you the wrong number part, how they initiate this conversation and pull the victim in. And here's another example, right? The victim gets a random text message, have a cup of coffee together sometime. The victim replies, who is this? Right? That was the whole point. They reply back, is this Zoe, my friend Laura, yada yada. They give a fake story, right? Sorry, wrong number, right? At that point, conversation should be over, but the scammer continues. I'm sorry, I thought this was Laura's number. I think I dialed the wrong number, area code. I hope I'm not bothering you. Nah, you're good. Have a great day, right? They keep going. Thank you for your kindness to my situation. I just realized I entered the wrong area code. Where are you from? Right? That's where you start going into it. Where are you from? What's your age? Where are you from? Here's an example that targeted me and my friend, and we actually replied back for the purpose of sharing this example with you all. So we get a random message, hi, right? We knew right away that it was a scammer. So we just played the victim. Hi, who's this? I'm Karina. Are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. You picked up, I give you the fake story. Hi, sorry, you have the wrong number. At that point, conversation should end, but it's a wrong number scam. So they continue. Oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you. That's okay, no problem. We play along, right? And then, thank you very much. You're a very friendly and polite person. I hope we could be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What could I call you? Right? So now they're asking your name. They're going to try to figure out your age, location, and your name. And usually from your name, they're going to be able to tell what sex you are. But we put Pat just to mess with them. Because it could be a guy, it could be a girl. So we put Pat. But then they replied, you have a beautiful name. I'm from Malaysia. I'm currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? Right? That's where you live. At that point, we stopped the conversation. But you get the idea of what these wrong number scams are. Like what the point is. It's just a random message, and they try to pull you into a conversation. Eventually, they're going to ask you to continue the conversation on WhatsApp or Telegram. And we go over that in our red flags examples later on as well. Another example for you here. Another one, this one was sent to me. Hi, Byron, I'm Jane. And this one, they attached a picture. It's wrong number scam. I know it's a wrong number scam. I didn't reply. The text message came in at 1:58 p.m., right? I didn't reply. Exactly 4 hours on the dot, 5:58 p.m., the scammer sends a follow-up message. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? Now, it's important to note, this is probably a bot, right? This is just sending out the same text messages, thousands and thousands of phone numbers, and it's programmed. If there's no reply in 4 hours, send, have you gotten the pictures I sent? So this is a bot. It's not even a real person at this point. Because, again, scammers are using automation. They're using AI. They have the technology, and they're not afraid to use it, They'll include this picture. Try to convince guys, give them an incentive to reply, right? It's like, oh, it's my lucky day. Someone's sitting at home, single, and they get a random text message. Oh, great, my lucky day. And they start a conversation. It's a scammer. They're going to pull them into a romance scam, or they're going to pull them into an investment scam. And again, this is from the wrong number scam video that we did. We share all these examples in that video. And that video, again, it got 98,000 views and also got a lot of comments. And a lot of people left the comments saying they got the exact same text message, exact same picture sent to them, right? So don't fall for it. It's a scam. Wrong number scams. And that's scam number 3 of the night, wrong number scams that we just talked about. If you're just joining us, welcome to our weekly live stream. We do this every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Jared with ScamAware 101. Our goal here is to spread awareness about these scams. We believe that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure when it comes to scams. A lot of victims, they never get their money back. You think your money's safe with the bank, it's insured, it's covered, but people end up being very surprised when they find out, wait a minute, I was tricked into withdrawing the money and that's not covered. The banks don't cover that. If you withdraw the money, you're tricked into transferring to somebody. You'd be very lucky to ever get that money back because banks, they're not responsible for that, and very rarely could they help you. So it's important to be aware of these scams and avoid getting yourself in that situation in the first place. And that's why we do this live stream, because you need to protect, look, as a community, we need to protect our loved ones, our friends, our family, our neighbors. We need to spread awareness about these scams. Sometimes I hear sarcastic comments from people, well, if you fall for it, you deserve it. But no, that's not true. That's not true. These scammers are doing terrible things. They're ripping off seniors. They're ripping off the most vulnerable. And just because someone falls for it doesn't mean that scammer should be rewarded for this. And these scammers are out of the country. These are criminal organizations. These aren't just some guy. Very rarely is it some broke dude in his basement just trying to scam somebody. These are criminal organizations. There's entire call centers set up, answering the phone and scamming people all day long. On our Facebook page, we shared an article the other day, which, by the way, if you don't follow us on Facebook, definitely follow us on Facebook. We need more followers so we could live stream on there. But I shared an article the other day, and it was about scam compounds. And in Myanmar, a lot of these scammers that are doing these romance and pig butchering scams, they're actually slaves. They've actually been human trafficked. They've been tricked. And they're in these scam compounds being held there and forced to scam people all day long. It's pretty wild. So these scams are actually tied in with human trafficking and slavery and some really bad stuff. There's seriously bad criminal organizations and evil people behind this. And it's a big problem. It's a big problem. You know, it's not just people losing a couple $100 here and there. You know, it's people getting kidnapped, human trafficking, being forced to scam your loved ones out of their money. So it's an important issue, and it's gotta start getting attention. But the sooner the better. The sooner the better. It's a big problem. But anyway, so that's our third example. Scam type, wrong number scams. We're gonna be going over 19 scams tonight. That was scam number 3. If you're just joining us, hit that thumbs up, say hi in the chat. Yeah, Brian, entire call centers. It's very true. A lot of them are, they're scattered throughout the world. You know, a lot of them are located in, there's the ones in Myanmar, right? But those are the compounds where they actually like traffic people there and kidnap people. And over in Myanmar, they have no government. It's chaos over there. So there's nobody to enforce and get these bad guys. That's how they're like able to get away with this happening over there. Because you know, to I guess us Westerners, it blows our mind that there's scam compounds with people being trafficked and forced to scam people all day. But that's what's going on in some of these countries where they don't have a government. It's you know, run by criminals. Then, you know, like I said, you have Nigeria, India. India's an interesting one because the stuff they're doing there is illegal, but the locals are so corrupt that they just kind of like look the other way. As far as I know, no one's being like trafficked or anything in India locations. I mean, as far as I've noticed in the media, but there's still a lot of scam centers in general, people doing it for a living out in India and the call centers. But they're doing it because they want to, and they're making a lot of money over in India. And there's so much corruption that even if you report these scams to the Indian authorities, they don't do much about it. Yeah, Brian, yeah, you know, they say they get hired to do so and don't know that it's wrong. Well, I mean, a lot of the narrative, it's hard not to know it's wrong once you're doing it. But again, you know, you have the people that are forced into it. So even though it's wrong, you know, they're literally getting beaten if they don't. They turn their passports over and they're being, you know, held. At least in the really bad ones like Myanmar where they have the scam compounds. I think the Chinese government, I read an article, the Chinese government tried to cut off their power and their electric, you know, to try and stop those scam compounds. But they're using Starlink. So as far as internet goes, they're using Starlink and, yeah, I mean, from what I hear, it didn't even make a dent, really. They freed thousands of scammers that were being held imprisoned at one of those scam compounds. They freed thousands of them. And it didn't even, like, slow down, you know, the calls or the text messages that are going out. China finally started intervening because some Chinese celebrity got tricked and actually trafficked into one of the scam compounds. So once that happened, then China got a little bit more involved and tried cutting off power and doing certain things. But again, they're up against they have so much money, these criminal organizations, so much money. Because the fact of the matter is these scams are profitable. Unfortunately, they're profitable. If they weren't making so much money, they wouldn't be doing them. But they're making so much money off these scams. But anyway, let's keep going here. So scam number 4 example. Bring it up here. By the way, first time join, hit that thumbs up, give us a like so you get some more people in here. Help us spread awareness. Oh, and join our mailing list. We have a free email list, scamaware101.com. If you haven't joined the email list, head on over there, scamaware101.com, and click join mailing list. I won't spam you, I promise. We just send out weekly reminders when we're doing our live streams, and we share useful scam awareness tips. You could unsubscribe at any time. I won't sell your information or anything. So scamaware101.com, click join mailing list, and stay in touch. We'll send you updates and keep you current. All right, arrest warrant scams. A victim is contacted by a scammer impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued and fines must be paid to resolve it. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. This scam is extremely common right now. And you're going to hear me say that a lot during this live stream because every scam we're covering right now is extremely common. But if you take a look at do a quick Google search for Google News, there's so many warnings from law enforcement about these arrest warrant scams. And what's happening is the scammer is impersonating a local sheriff, local law enforcement. They're calling the victim. And here's a key point to remember. The caller ID will show the sheriff's phone number. The victim is calling. I'm sorry, the scammer is calling from some foreign country. They could be in the Dominican Republic or something. They're calling the victim in America, and the phone number says it's a sheriff, right? Because scammers can manipulate what the caller ID shows. And that's very important to keep in mind because when we hear victims' stories, a lot of times they fell for the scam because the caller ID showed who they thought they were talking to. They thought they were talking to the sheriff, but they're actually talking to a scammer. They thought they were talking to the bank, but they're actually talking to a scammer because the caller ID shows the number. So that's something that is very important to realize, very important to know. Just because your caller ID says says the sheriff is calling you, that can't be trusted. It can't be trusted because we know that the scammers are manipulating what caller ID shows. We know what's happening. And these arrest warrant scams are an example of where they're doing that. There's lots of warnings coming out from local law enforcement about it. Because it's happening a lot, and also because they don't like being impersonated, right? Law enforcement doesn't like when you impersonate them, especially when you're scamming people, pretend to be law enforcement. And that's exactly what's happening in these arrest warrant scams. As a scammer impersonates law enforcement, they call the victim. The caller ID will show the phone number of law enforcement, so the victim thinks they could trust. They think that they're actually talking to a sheriff, and they fall for it, and they pay the fees and the fines. We did a video about this scam on our YouTube channel, and one of the other points about this scam that law enforcement was warning us about is that these scammers will actually provide fake court documents to make it appear like there really is an arrest warrant out for you. They took court documents, they just modified them to make it look like they're for you. So watch out for these arrest warrant scams. A lot of times they'll say that a warrant was issued because you missed jury duty. They'll say you missed jury duty, an arrest warrant's been issued, you need to pay these fees right now to resolve it. And all of it's not true. It's all part of the scam. Some key points to remember about arrest warrant scams. Scammers can manipulate the phone number shown on caller ID. Always remember that. And we're going to be going over other scams too, where I'm going to remind you of that. Because it's extremely common right now. And it's not good. A lot of people are falling for scams because the phone number on caller ID. Scammers provide fake paperwork to convince victims an arrest warrant is real. And we just mentioned that. So be aware of that. Just because this unsolicited person called you on the phone, tells you there's a warrant out for your arrest and they have paperwork, that's not how this works. It's not how the sheriff's office works. It's not how law enforcement works. They don't just start calling you over the phone demanding you pay fees. Someone urges you to make immediate payment over the phone. It's a red flag. There you go, right? Just like we said. And then if you get a phone call claiming a warrant was issued for your arrest, if you're concerned that it's real, ask for the name of the organization that issued the warrant, hang up, and call the organization directly. Don't engage with the scammer who contacted you. All right. So watch out for these arrest warrant scams. Extremely common right now. Lots of warnings from law enforcement coming out about this one. which actually brings us to our next scam, which is really pretty much the same scam, a jury duty scam. That's when they call you up. They say you missed jury duty and owe fines or fees, right? And then if you question them about it, they start saying a warrant's going to be issued for your arrest, and it turns into an arrest warrant scam. They want to scare you. You missed jury duty. We're going to issue a warrant for your arrest. Pay these fees, right? So be aware this is going on. And watch out for those phone calls. And warn your loved ones too. I mean, we all have to do our part to spread awareness, right? It's good for us to know, but we need to let other people know. We need to let our communities know. We need to let our loved ones know. Especially the older folks. Because I'm telling you, these scammers, again, they don't stop at like $100. They want everything. We're going to go over some more examples of some other scams where they get onto the victim's PC. They steal all their bank logins, their investment account logins, everything. They don't stop with just one account. They'll make up this whole fake narrative. They'll say, your identity's been stolen. Someone has access to your bank account. Let me connect your computer and we could check your bank accounts for suspicious activity. And the victim thinks, okay, you connect to my computer and I'll log into all my bank accounts and you could check. Right? They think they're talking to a bank or somebody's going to help them. But they're talking to a scammer. And what they don't realize is as they log into each of their bank accounts, the scammer is stealing their login, their credentials, their cookies, meaning that they could get into to your accounts. They're ruthless. They take it all. So we need to spread awareness. We need to make people aware of what they're capable of, what they're doing, right? That caller ID thing is critical. That there's so many victims where if they had realized that they can't trust the caller ID, that little detail might have been enough to save them hundreds of thousands of dollars. That was stolen from them. So that's why it's important to spread awareness. So that's an arrest warrant scam and jury duty scam. Again, we have a video about this one on our YouTube channel. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our videos after the live stream or a little later. Make sure to like them. We need the likes and subscribers to spread awareness. Let's checking on the chat here and see how we're doing. Brian says he received an email about a warrant that was involved in a hit and run in El Paso, Texas, even though that I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida too, Brian. The email came from a Gmail account, not from a yeah, right. Yeah, the scammers will send you official business from Gmail. Well, I was just going to say the government would never send you something official from their Gmail account, but without getting political, if you've following things around, maybe that wouldn't be so crazy. Brian, maybe it really was the government emailing you from a Gmail account, Brian. They had me call a number and ask me questions about my alleged involvement. Yeah, so that's one of the narratives that seem to be common with these fake arrest warrant or legal type calls where they try to scare you. A lot of times they'll say that there was an accident or something, that your car showed up in an accident or something like that. And it's interesting how they had you call a number. So they reached out to you. Oh, well, it was an email, and then it says call a number, right? Gotcha. They also told you not to. Yep. They also told me not to talk to my family about the incident, which is also a huge red flag. Dude, you're naming all. Brian, have you been on any of our live streams before? Or is this the first time you've been on one of our live streams? Because that's also on the red flags list that we're going to go over. I have 5 red flags we're going to go over in a little bit, and that asking for secrecy and confidentiality is actually on that list as well. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny, Brian. Because, you'll see it in a little bit if you're still on. We're going to go over red flags in a little bit. And all the red flags you mentioned, that's on the list. So it's cool. You know your stuff, man. Cool. I want to hear them, man. Keep sharing them in the chat, definitely. Any other useful tips or things you mentioned, I'll repeat for everybody to hear them too. In fact, you said you're in Florida, right? I'm in Florida too. And I just read the other day that Florida actually has the most scams out of all the states It's probably because a lot of the seniors are here too. But all right, and the next example. This is let's see what we're up to. This is a sixth scam example. 6 out of 19, so we still got a lot more to go tonight. I got some good stuff coming. We got some phone call recordings to play for you too. So we got those coming up next. But let's talk about bank impersonation scams. I mentioned this briefly when we were mentioning the warrant scam, but for bank impersonation scams, scammers impersonate the bank, usually claiming suspicious activity was detected under a victim's account. The caller ID might display the bank's phone number, even though it's a scammer calling. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing and transferring funds to the scammers, impersonating their bank. This scam is going around a lot right now, and it's targeting people by text message and by phone. Here's an example of a text message that was sent out by these scammers. This one impersonates TD Bank, and a text message is trying to replicate one of those fraud alert or transaction alert texts that you get from the bank. Sometimes using your card out of state or whatever, and they'll send you a transaction text to confirm it was you. Now, this example was provided to me by a friend of mine about a month or two ago. And before they received this text message, immediately before they received this text message, they received a phone call as well. And the phone call showed the bank's phone number, right? So what these scammers are doing is they're calling phone numbers first. It'll show the bank's phone number even though it's a scammer. If you answer it, they're going to tell you there's suspicious activity on your account. If you don't answer it, they're going to send you a text message immediately after that looks like this, saying that there's been a transaction on your account. It's asking you to reply yes or no. If you reply yes, if you reply no, because you didn't, this isn't a real transaction, right? So the victim would reply no. If you reply no, you're letting the scammer know that you have an active phone number, that you reply to text messages, right? That they'll target you with more scams. But they'll start continuing the conversation. They'll tell you your account's been frozen, and they'll start asking you all personal information. Or they'll ask you to call a phone number, and the scammer's going to try to get into your bank account. So again, the scammer calls up from the bank, impersonates the bank, sends you a text message claiming to be from the bank. The whole idea is that they want to convince you that there's been suspicious activity under your account, and they want to get into your account. In most cases, if you end up talking to these scammers, if you answered the phone or eventually called this scammer back, they're going to ask to connect your PC and to log into your bank account, usually. So be aware of these bank impersonation scams. Again, people fall for this scam because we know that the scammer is showing the phone number of the bank on caller ID. So when victims fall for this, a lot of times it's because they thought they could trust the caller ID. In fact, here's an article about this type of scam. November 2024, so not that old. Young Connecticut woman had her bank account drained by scammers after answering trusted Wells Fargo number. How to spot and avoid similar schemes. Right, so that's what happened to this lady. She picked up her phone after getting a call from her bank. I did everything that they said to do, and they literally drained my bank account, she explained. A familiar phone number leads to disaster. So the fact that the caller ID is doing this, it's a big problem. Sten's trouble began when she saw a familiar phone number on her caller ID. I got a call from a Wells Fargo number saying that I had fraudulent activity on my account and that a random person was being sent money from Zelle, she recalled. They told me to go onto my account and that I needed to secure my Zelle on my end by sending money that would go back to my account right after. Right. So in these cases, the scammers called, they impersonated Wells Fargo. They told her that somebody had access to her account and that she needed to transfer her money to keep it safe. That's how they fool these victims into withdrawing their money or transferring their money, is that they tell them someone's gotten into their account, and to keep it safe, they have to move the money to a different account. But when they give them the instructions to move the money, they actually have them transfer it to the scammer's account. In this case, they're using Zelle, which is also a red flag. So that's what happened to this woman. She got a phone call saw the phone number. It matched to Wells Fargo's phone number. She thought she could trust it, but they cleared her out. So that's a bank impersonation scam. They're targeting us by phone. They're targeting us by text message. By email, too, of course. I mean, they're sending out tons of phishing emails that impersonate the bank. You know, someone has access to your account. Click here. Call this number. But can't trust those emails. So watch out for bank impersonation scams. All right, cool. So that's our first 6 scams of the evening. Looks like we're right on schedule here. I was planning on taking a coffee break at 6:50, but I think I'm still good. I got my Scam-aware coffee mug, coffee traveler's mug that you could get in our YouTube store. So this way you get this coffee mug, you keep it on your desk in front of you, and then you're about to click on a scam link, but then you see your coffee mug and it says Scam-aware, and you remember, wait a minute, I shouldn't click on that link. They're scammers, right? So help support the cause. Get your coffee mug over on our YouTube channel. We got some stickers on there too and some other stuff. How's everybody doing tonight? I see Katie over in our regular size stream over here, a horizontal one. Hey, Katie, welcome. We got the vertical stream going too with a bunch of people in there as well. Always good to see you, Katie. I think I missed you last week. We just finished our first batch of scams. We got through our first 6 examples. We got 19 scams we're going over tonight. If you're just joining us, click that thumbs up. Give us a like. Let's see if we get some more people into the live stream here. We do this live stream every Thursday. Our goal is just to spread awareness about these scams. You know, you could help protect yourself, your loved ones from these scams. It's a big problem. Lots of people losing money to these scammers. It's only going to get worse as they continue using AI to become more convincing. So we spread awareness about these scams. We're sharing examples of 19 different scams tonight. We just got through our first 6. And before we go to our next batch of scams, we're going to talk about some red flags. We'll get started with those in a minute. But before we get started, again, you're just joining us, say hi in the chat. Let us know how you found us. If it's your first time joining this live stream, hit that like button, subscribe, help us spread awareness. The more subscribers we get, the more likes we get, the more YouTube will share our content with more people. So you could help spread awareness by clicking that like button and subscribing. Also, join our free email list, scamaware101.com. And then you click join mailing list. Free mailing list. We send out reminders when we're going live, and we share other useful scam awareness tips. We'll not sell your information. You could unsubscribe at any time, and we won't send you junk mail, I promise. So scamaware101.com, click join mailing list. All right, I'll give my red flag slides here. Hold on a second, I'm just going to turn my fan on. Give me 10 seconds here. All right, it's getting a little warm in here. All right, so we're going to go over 5 red flags, and there's many more. We'll have a second video coming out soon, but we're going to start off with 5 red flags, and the slides that we're going to go over right now, the red flags we're going to go over right now, we actually did a video about these called 5 red flags on our YouTube channel. So if you know someone that would find this information useful, you can always go share that video with them a little later. All the slides we're going to go over right now, red flag 1 through 5, are all part of that video. So these red flags, you need to watch out for them. They indicate that you're probably talking to a scammer. So if you run into any of these red flags, you need to stop and think to yourself, wait a minute, let me talk to somebody, let me rethink about this, let me do a little research, a little more research here. You know, if you encounter any of these red flags, you need to stop and reanalyze the situation, right? So let's start with red flag number 1. And Brian, if you're still here, this is it's fun. You're going to see these red flags. You mentioned most of them. So red flag number 1, they direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation, right? Scammers love third-party chat apps. It's easier to communicate with victims in other countries, and it offers more anonymity for the scammer to hide behind. And also WhatsApp, for example, the conversation is encrypted, which means that they can't really put filters in place as on part of the conversation. It's harder for scams to get detected when the conversation is encrypted. So scammers love to redirect their victims to WhatsApp and Telegram to continue the conversation. And we'll see this as part of the playbook of quite a few scams. Some of those scams include romance scams. So the scammer will create fake dating profiles to lure in new victims. And then when they start talking to their matches on these dating sites, they'll direct them to WhatsApp to continue the conversation. Right, and that's a red flag. If they're trying to direct you to WhatsApp, that's a red flag. Wrong number scams. And we went over wrong number scams earlier in this live stream. It starts with a random text message, probing for new victims. But once they get the conversation going, once someone replies to the wrong number scam and the conversation starts going, they'll direct the victim to continue the conversation on WhatsApp. And then there's investment scams. They'll direct the victim to Telegram or WhatsApp group to pump up an investment or appear more legit. Right, so it'll make it look like there's this fake community around a crypto or some type of investment. They'll send you a Telegram where they'll have a bunch of bots that you'll think are real people that are interested, in this crypto investment. But the point is, if someone's trying to direct you to Telegram or WhatsApp, someone you don't know, to continue a conversation, it's a red flag. Reanalyze the situation and make sure you're not getting scammed. Let me know in the chat if you run into that red flag before. Red flag number 2. They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. All right, so scammers love these forms of payment. It's easier for them to move and transfer the funds quickly. And it's also harder for victims to recover the money after it's sent. It's very hard to recover gift cards. Like if you purchased gift cards, you withdrew your money, purchased gift cards, and you sent it to these scammers, how are you going to get that money back? All right. Prepaid cards, cryptocurrency. Once you send that cryptocurrency to a scammer, you're not going to get it back. If you're being asked to deposit it into a Bitcoin ATM, that's a red flag. Any of these unusual requests for payment, it's a red flag, especially if it's coming from a government organization, right? Governments do not accept Bitcoin as payment yet, maybe soon. But as of right now, they don't accept Bitcoin as payment. So that's a big red flag. They certainly don't accept gift cards as payment. So those are all red flags to be aware of that you need to stop what you're doing if that red flag pops up. And some scams were that part of the playbook. Most of them actually, but some examples are IRS and Social Security scams. The scammers impersonate government agencies and ask for payment in gift cards or cryptocurrency. Red flag. Government agencies don't accept gift cards or cryptocurrency. Romance scams. Scammers will often request gift cards and cryptocurrency from an emotionally attached victim. Right? The victim thinks that they're just sending gift cards to someone they're in a fake relationship with. All right? And the cryptocurrency, a lot of times the romance scammers, they'll say, deposit Bitcoin into this account. It's our account that we're going to use together for our future. And they'll have them send Bitcoin into the account. But yeah, very common with romance scams, very common with government impersonation scams, bank impersonation scams. We talked about that a little earlier. When the victims withdraw cash from the bank, they'll purchase gift cards as instructed by scammers and then send them pictures of the gift cards Or the scammers will direct them to deposit in Bitcoin ATM. Really, all these different forms of payments, they're all red flags, because scammers are primarily the ones that are using this to get money. So that's red flag number 2. They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash in a Bitcoin ATM. Now, let me know in the chat if you've encountered any of these red flags. Red flag number 3. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone by text message. So this type of red flag / scam is very common on marketplace websites. It's like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. And what the scammer does is they say that they're going to send you a code because they want to verify your phone number or verify who you are. But it's a scam. What they're actually doing is they're trying to get into one of your accounts, or trying to create one of your accounts, or trying to reset a password, and a code is being sent to your phone by that service. If you tell the scammer that code, you're authorizing them to do what they're trying to do, which again could be opening an account under your phone number, logging into an account that's linked to your phone number. They'd be trying to reset your password. These are all things that a scammer might be trying to do if they're saying that they're going to send you a code and they need you to provide it back. So that's a red flag. Don't ever provide a code that somebody's saying that they're sending to your phone. And some examples of scams where that's part of the playbook, where they specifically send you a code and you need to give it to a scammer, is account login attempts. Right? Providing the code allows the scammer to log in and access your account. Right? Password reset requests. Providing the code resets your password and allows the scammer access to your account. And Google Voice scams. Providing the code allows your phone number to be linked to a fraudulent Google Voice account. Right? And what that does is now scammers are going to use that Google Voice account to start calling and scamming other people. And it's linked to your phone number because you provided a code back to them. So that's a red flag. If somebody's saying that they're going to send you a code, especially on like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, someone's impersonating a buyer or a seller, be suspicious. Don't provide the code back. Don't do it. Refuse to. Tell them they got to find some other way to verify who you are. You're not going to go provide a code to them. It's a scam. All right, so that's red flag number 3. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone by text message. Take a look at red flag number 4. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. Scammers love getting access to victims' PCs. It's like a gold mine to them. And unfortunately, it's becoming more and more common where that's part of the scam playbook. They want to get onto your PC now. It's becoming standard practice with these scammers. So why do they want to get on your PC? Well, they could steal a victim's logins and passwords on the PC. They could steal or encrypt a victim's personal files, including documents and pictures that are on the PC. They could attempt to access online banking websites and other financial information on the victim's PC. If they got into your device, they get access to your personal pictures and financial information. They blackmail you. It's not pretty what these scammers do. You do not want to let them onto your PC. And unfortunately, that's becoming part of their playbook of a lot of the scams, is to get onto your PC. And once you let them on, they can install software where now they can get on whenever they want. They don't need you to let them on anymore. And all it takes is one time. So some examples of where red flag number 4, they ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. Some examples of scams where that's part of the playbook are these fake virus alert tech support scams. The first scam we talked about earlier on a live stream, right? The fake tech support scams. They impersonate tech support, assisting with the virus to gain access to victims' PC. Right? You click on one of those fake virus pop-ups. It says to call this number. You're connected to a scammer impersonating tech support. First thing you do is ask to access your PC. And once they're on your PC, nothing good's going to come from it. Fake order scams, we're going to talk about those next. But the scammer impersonates customer support, assisting with an order, and they'll ask to access the victim's PC to view their account or what they have on the screen. Fake fraudulent activity is when impersonates an agency investigating fraud to gain access to the victim's PC. They call up, the scammer impersonates a bank, They'll say they're investigating fraud. And this is that example I gave earlier where they'll ask to connect to your PC and they'll say, let's check your bank accounts for suspicious activity. The victim starts logging into all their bank accounts and realize the scammer's stealing their logins and transferring their money. It's not pretty. All right, so that's red flag number 4. They ask to connect to your PC to assist or investigate an issue. And look, when it comes to letting somebody on your device or PC, my whole philosophy on this is everybody should have their own computer guy, computer girl, whatever, right? Whether it's your local, someone at the local repair shop down the street, a family member that's good with computers, someone you work with, maybe it's your tech support guy at the company you work with, right? But everybody should already know who their PC guy is, who their tech support guy is, right? There should never be a reason to let other people onto your computer. And if you're being requested to let other people on, you should check with your tech support guy, right? Everybody should have their tech support guy. This way, when something happens, you get one of these virus pop-ups, these fake virus pop-ups, it shouldn't even cross the victim's mind to call that number because they have their own PC guy, right? They get a virus pop-up, they're going to call their own guy and say, hey, is this real, right? That should be the philosophy, when it comes to letting people onto your PC, right? You only let your specific computer people onto your PC and device, right? So that's red flag number 4, that you're talking to a scammer. They ask to connect to your PC to assist or investigate an issue. Click that thumbs up, click that heart if you're just joining us. Say hello in the chat. Let us know if you've encountered these red flags. Let us know any other red flags. Oh, Johnny says, and don't ask your normal PC guy a question and then totally disregard what they say and do. Ooh, sounds like John's a little bitter. Someone's a PC guy. Someone's a nerd. No, anyway. All right, red flag number 5. Last one on this list here. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. It's extremely common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people. The more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam, right? So the scammers, they'll give you a story, they'll make up an excuse, but the red flag is they're going to ask you to keep the matter confidential or secret. Some examples of scams where this is part of the playbook. Grandparent scams. We're going to go over those in a little bit. That's when the scammer says a relative, son or daughter, has been arrested and money sent for release. They claim the relative is embarrassed and ask not to tell anyone. That's the red flag. That's the request for secrecy. They'll say your son, daughter is embarrassed about the arrest and not tell anybody. Investment scams. They'll say it's an inside tip and not to tell anybody. They'll say a price is just for you and not to tell anybody. All right, that's the request for secrecy. Inheritance scams. I'm going to show you some examples of these too. They mail letters impersonating law offices regarding a fake inheritance, and a letter will request confidentiality. And an example I'm going to show you a little later is of a letter that actually has, impersonates a law office. It's saying that there's a fake inheritance or whatever coming your way. And in the very last paragraph, it says 2 times it mentions confidentiality, which are big red flags. Fake fraudulent activity. This is, again, impersonates an agency investigating fraud. So the scammer impersonates a bank, calls the victim, says there's fraudulent activity under an account. They're doing an investigation, right? And they'll say, since they're doing an investigation, don't tell anybody about this. Don't tell anybody at the bank about this. Don't tell your friends and family. The bank might be might be under investigation, so don't tell them. They can't know, right? And that's the request to keep it confidential. That's the red flag, and that's part of this common scam narrative about them saying someone's gotten into your account, they're doing an investigation, but then they request you to keep it secret. So that's red flag number 5. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. So that was 5 red flags that you're probably talking to a scammer. Again, if you know somebody else found those red flags useful, you could go to our YouTube channel and we have a video. It has all the same slides and everything we just went over, and you can actually share the video with friends, family, and anyone you think will find it useful. So definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our other videos. So those 5 red flags, let's just review what they were one more time before we go on to our next portion of this live stream. 5 red flags, you're dealing with a scammer. 1, they direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. 2, They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. Always red flags. Even if they even mentioned Bitcoin ATM, it's a set off alarm bells. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. Never provide a code to a stranger saying that they need you to give them a code. There's no reason to do that. Tell them to find some other way to verify or do whatever they're trying to do. And they won't because it's a scammer. Red flag number 4. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. All right, we just talked about that. Don't let strangers on your PC. The big one is those fake virus alerts. The fake virus alerts that trick victims into calling a fake tech support service. They think they're talking to tech support. It's actually a scammer. The scammer has to get access to their PC, and then it's no good. So, red flag if they're asking to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. And then the last red flag on our 5 red flags here. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. Big red flag. The more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam. So, the scammers try to keep it quiet. They don't want you telling anybody. They don't want you talking to anybody. So that's 5 red flags. You're dealing with a scammer. All right. Looks like we got a lot more people viewing here. Awesome. Say hi in the chat. Click the like button. I haven't clicked the like button yet. Help us spread awareness about these scams. Click that thumbs up. If you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel yet, help us out, man. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more our content will spread, and the more awareness we can spread about these scams, which is our goal here at Scamware 101. If you're just joining us, I'm Jared with Scamware 101, and our goal here is to spread awareness about these scams so you can protect yourself and your loved ones from becoming a victim. We do this live stream every Thursday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time, and we share many examples, 19 examples of scams, or 19 types of scams, many examples of each. And we share some red flags that we just finished now. So show some support. Hit that thumbs up button. You can join our free mailing list. You go to scamaware101.com. You click Join Mailing List. And hey, if you want to help support what we do, we got a donate link at the bottom of our site too. So Scamware 101. You can click on Support or Donate. And boom, you can actually send us some money if you want. We appreciate it. We don't expect it, but we appreciate it. Because right now, I'm doing this all by myself. You people are making me broke. But anyway, thank you for joining the live stream. A lot of new people here. Say hi in the chat. Let us know you found us. Share your experiences. What scams you've encountered. Which red flags you've been running into. If you had to help a family member deal with scams. In a minute here, we're going to go into our next batch of scams. Ooh, we got a bunch of good ones coming up too. Got some phone call recordings. We actually have a recorder of a scammer trying to perform a grandparent scam. We're going to play that one for you. You can actually watch the scammer trying to fool a victim. Again, help us spread awareness. Click that thumbs up. Say hi in the chat. Click the heart. Just getting the slides for our next scam here. We're going to go into our next batch of common scams. And all the examples we're sharing, these are all recent examples. Now, a lot of examples are less than a month old. A lot of them are less than a year old. These are all of them are less than a year old. They're all recent scams, all circulating, all important to be aware of. And awareness is extremely important. Extremely important. Because unfortunately, a lot of these victims never get their money back. And being aware of just some of these red flags or just being aware that these types of scams are circulating, it might be enough to help someone avoid becoming a victim. And that's our goal here. We want to spread awareness about these scams, and this way people could recognize them sooner and protect themselves and loved ones. All right, so our next scam, fake order scams. Computer just acted a little funky, but I think I'm good here. Let me know if the stream's okay or if it cuts out, but I think we're good here. Back in a second. Let me just put my fan hires on here. All right, cool. Hey, I just turned my fan on. Let me know if there's like background noise, because I could turn it down if there is. It sounds loud to me, but I don't know if it's getting canceled out or not. But let me know if it's too loud or if you hear it in the background. All right, cool. That's awesome. You guys can't hear it because it's loud AF to me right now. All right, so our next scam, fake order scams. So this one's a big one. This one's important to be aware of. This type of scam right now is actually targeting victims from all directions. Victims are being targeted on the phone. They're being targeted over text message. They're being targeted by email. And it's extremely common right now, this fake order scam. And how it works is victims receive a fake notification that an order was made under their account. Right? The notification could be a phone call, a text message, an email. When the victim calls to dispute the fake order, a scammer impersonates customer support and attempts to steal their personal and financial information. Right? So the idea is the victim gets a fake notification about an order they didn't place. Right? There was no order. It's a fake order. Right? And a notification says, call this number to dispute it. The victim thinks they're calling customer support. They're actually calling a scammer. A scammer that's sitting in a call center whose job is to scam these victims. So we have a bunch of examples of this scam here. We have a text message example to share with you. This one's circulating a lot right now. It's been mentioned in the media too. But this text message, and this one was reported to me by multiple people. This text message, it says that your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at Apple Store for $143 paid to Apple Pay pre-authorization. In order to maintain the security and privacy of your account, we have placed the request on hold. If not you, this is call this number. Right. The point is telling you a purchase was made for $143, and the call this number to dispute it. If you call that number, you'll be connected to a scammer. It's not really Apple support. And that's how the scam works. They trick the victim into calling a scammer. Similar to how the tech support ones work. The fake virus pop-ups trick the victim into calling a scammer. And that's the same way this works. This notification, it's a fake order notification. This order didn't really happen, but it's trying to trick the victim into calling the scammer. So this is the text message version that's currently circulating. Multiple people provide it to me. This example impersonates Apple iCloud, but there could probably be plenty of others circulating, impersonating someone else. So that's the text message version of this scam to watch out for. It's a text message version of a fake order or fake purchase scam. Right, but we also have 2 phone call recordings of this scam. Right, 2 robocalls that are going out because, like I said, victims are also being targeted by phone. And in the first robocall we're going to play you, it's a recording, and the scammer's saying that a MacBook Pro was purchased under my Amazon account. And then it says to press 1 to dispute. Right, and the idea is if we press 1, we get connected to a scammer. We don't really get connected to Amazon. So again, in this example, the scam, they impersonate Amazon. They claim a MacBook Pro was purchased. There was no MacBook Pro purchase, but they want to get me on the phone to dispute it. So let me play that recording for you.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
All right, so that's an example of a robocall that's trying to do a fake order scam. And again, in that call, they said a MacBook Pro was purchased under your Walmart account. Press 1 to dispute. So they're trying to trick you into pressing 1 to be connected to a scammer. Let me play you another robocall that's circulating. That's a fake order scam. This one claims that a PlayStation was purchased under your Walmart account. So let me play that recording for you.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
So there you go. That's just another example of a robocall. Let me know if you guys could hear that call okay. So in that example, what they're doing is they're saying that a PlayStation was purchased on your Walmart account, and they're trying to trick you into pressing 1 to be connected to a scammer. And both these robocalls were all recorded recently. These are within the last few months, and they are currently circulating. And it's an example of a fake order scam. They're trying to trick you into calling a fake customer support number, and they're going to try to steal your personal bank account information. There is no order. There was no PlayStation ordered. There was no MacBook Pro ordered. In the text message, there was no iCloud ID purchase, right? So as I mentioned, this type of scam, they're targeting you by phone, by text message, but they're also targeting you by email. So let's take a look at this article from August. It's fairly recent, and it's actually a victim's story who fell for this scam, and it gives us a little bit more of a peek inside the scam. So, a 23-year-old Lincoln woman reported losing $4,100 after falling victim to identity fraud scam in July. The scam began on July 17th with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone. Right, there's the fake order notification. The woman called the number provided in the email to dispute the purchase and was told she had multiple open accounts in her name across various states. She was informed someone was using her identity. Right? So there's the example of the fake order notification email scam. She gets an email saying she purchased an iPhone. She didn't. There was no iPhone purchase. Right? And it says to call this number to dispute it. She calls the number to dispute it. She doesn't realize she's actually calling a scam call center and talking to scammers. The article goes on to give a little bit more information about how this scam progressed, and it's kind of fascinating hearing what happened next. So she calls up. They tell her identity has been compromised. Somebody's using it, and then, according to police, scammers connected the woman to a person posing as a CIA agent who instructed her to withdraw $3,600 from her bank account. The next day, she was directed to use the money to purchase Walmart gift cards and send photos and receipts. Additionally, the woman sent another $500 cash card to the scammers. Right? So this is what happened. They pulled her in with a fake order notification, and once they had her on the phone, they go into that fake narrative about your identity's been stolen, your bank account's been compromised. Right? That's a very common narrative that they go into, and it should be a red flag in itself. They tell you your bank account's been compromised, and you need to withdraw that money to keep it safe. That's how they trick this victim. So she thinks she's talking to a bank or CIA agent, right? She withdraws the money. She takes pictures of gift cards, purchases gift cards, takes pictures, sends them. And that's it. She's not going to get that money back. So anyway, that's an example of a fake order scam or fake purchase scam. But be aware of it. These scammers, again, I showed you all these examples. They're targeting victims by text message. They're targeting victims by phone calls. They're targeting victims with emails. So watch out. Fake order scams. I'm going to turn up the volume on my mic a little bit. I adjust the volume on my mic. Let me know if it's too much. I'm going to continue with the presentation here. All right, cool. So that was, what was that, our 7th scam? That was our 7th scam so far. We got 12 more to go. It's going to be a good evening here. Learning a lot. If you stick around, you're going to learn a lot and see lots of examples. So I hope you all stick around and make sure to click that thumbs up. If you haven't clicked the thumbs up yet, give us a like. Help us spread awareness. Say hi in the chat. We did a video about fake order scams too. It's on our YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and check out our videos a little later. All right, our next scam, grandparent scams. So my right click isn't working on my other screen. Oh well. Anyway, grandparent scams. Scammers impersonate a distressed relative claiming to be in jail and needing financial help. Victims, usually seniors, act quickly to assist their loved ones. The scammers will often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract even more money from the victim. Right. So this type of scam, this is actually a particularly heinous scam. I hate this scam. It bothers me a lot because it targets older folks. It targets your parents. It targets your grandparents. It targets your loved ones and older folks in your family. And not only that, it tells them that you're in jail. Their son, their daughter, their granddaughter, their grandson, they're in jail and need financial help. Right? And it scares them. And this type of scam clears the victims out too. The scam doesn't stop with, oh, they just need bail money. The scammer first impersonates law enforcement, then impersonates court personnel, then impersonates lawyers, and it just goes down the list and makes up more and more departments to take as much money as they can from the victim. All right, you paid bail, now you got to pay court fees. Okay, you paid court fees, now you got to pay law fees. Okay, now you pay law fees, now you got to pay this. And they just keep on going and going until the victim has no money left. And they're doing it to older folks. That's their target for this type of scam. And it's known as a grandparent scam. And I have a video here to share with you. It's a fascinating video. I love this video. And it's one of these scam baiter guys on YouTube. They actually hacked into this scammer's webcam and recorded them doing a grandparent scam. So you can actually watch the scammer talking to the victim and actually doing the scam. So I'm going to play that video for you right now. This video is actually of a scammer that's in the Dominican Republic. So let's take a look at that video. And we'll break it down afterwards. So many fascinating little details in this video.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscated her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm gonna need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right. Bye.
So that's an example of a grandparent scam. And what that guy is he's actually an opener, is known as. He's the one that reaches out to the victims first, starts the whole narrative. And then he hands off to a closer, which is where this video stopped, is when he hands off to a closer when he tells her to stand by for the calls. But let's break down that video. Some fascinating little details. First of all, this guy impersonates her daughter as well as a police officer, right? He starts the call doing the voice of a crying woman, like, "Mom, I'm in jail," or, "I've been in an accident," right? And then it switches over to him impersonating a cop, right? So he impersonates the daughter first, and then he impersonates a cop. And when he switches over to impersonate the police, it's funny, you hear police chatter in the background. He's playing police scanner recording to make it sound like he's actually in a police department. So that's pretty interesting. So he impersonates both of them. He has police scanner playing. He tells the grandparent that he's confiscated the daughter's phone. Right, so he confiscated the phone. So don't try calling, right? And that's intentional because he doesn't want the victim to try calling her daughter, right? So he says, "I've confiscated the phone," and then notice how he asked for a request for secrecy. She's embarrassed and she wants you to not tell anybody right now. So let's respect that and not tell anybody, right? That's the red flag. That's part. He's requesting secrecy because he doesn't want her to find out that she's being scammed. So a lot of fascinating little details and a peek of what's going on with these grandparent scams. And again, this guy was a scammer from the Dominican Republic. One of these scam baiters on YouTube hacked in and was able to record him. And he actually warned that victim that you heard, the woman on the phone, the older lady, she didn't lose any money. He was actually able to reach her and warn her that she was dealing with a scammer. So when he said, stand by, when the scammer said stand by for another call, the guy that hacked in there was able to reach her and warn her that she was talking to a scammer. So luckily she didn't lose any money, but it sounded like she was about ready to. It sounded like she was about ready to fall for it. So, yeah. So this guy was located in the Dominican Republic, and we actually have a news article about a gang of scammers from the Dominican Republic that were running these grandparent scams. I don't know if it was this guy or not. I hope it was, but so there's this article from August. NJ federal court charges 3 additional Dominicans in grandparent scam. 3 residents were charged from the Dominican Republic. They were extradited to the U.S. related to their participation in a sprawling grandparent scam that defrauded elderly Americans out of millions of dollars. They were among 11 Dominican nationals charged in a 19-count indictment. Right, so it says there's 11 scammers from the Dominican Republic that got charged for a grandparent scam that we just watched. And it gives some details in the indictment. It says that the conspirators engaged in a long-running grandparent or family in need of bail scam against hundreds of seniors across the United States, including in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. They led a network of call centers in the Dominican Republic, right? So again, they're operating out of call centers out there. As detailed in court filings, members of the conspiracy referred to as openers, and that's what we just watched. We watched an opener, called elderly victims in the United States and impersonated the victims' children, grandchildren, or other close relatives. The call centers used technology to make it appear that the calls were coming from inside the United States. Right, so that's also important to remember too. They can manipulate the caller ID. Typically, the victim was told that their grandchild had been in a car accident, was arrested in connection with an accident, and needed help. Right, that was exactly what we just heard. Once openers tricked victims into believing their loved ones were in dire trouble, others working at call centers known as closers, and that's where we cut off that video, is when he said, stand by and we'll have them call you back. That's when the closers called back. The closers impersonated defense attorneys, police officers, or court personnel and convinced victims to provide thousands of dollars to help their loved ones. The cash was typically retrieved by couriers or sent by mail. Right, and that was a group out of the Dominican Republic that extradited to the U.S. in Newark, New Jersey. And that video we just watched was of a scammer in the Dominican Republic. Was he one of these guys? Who knows? But yeah, they're out there. And apparently they're all over. A couple of weeks ago, we just read a news article that they busted a group of grandparent scammers in Canada. So there's groups all over running these scams. Make sure your older loved ones are aware of it. You know, there's actually versions of this scam reported last week by colleges. Colleges were warning parents of students that scammers were calling parents and saying that their students had been arrested. I guess they have access to public information, like what students are there. I don't know. But anyways, scammers have the list and they're calling students' parents and they're saying, you know, your child has been arrested over here at the college and you need to pay bail, you know, or pay to get them out. So grandparent scams, they're happening. They're happening now. They're happening all over. So watch out for them. Be aware of them. Make sure your older loved ones are aware of them. And that's scam number 8 out of 19 that we're going over tonight. So we're getting there. Almost halfway. A little bit more to go. Next scam. Undeliverable package scams. Let me know if you remember this scam from the holidays. These undeliverable package scams. How many of you got those text messages or emails over the holidays saying that a package couldn't be delivered to you? There's a problem with your address. So this type of scam, it picks up a little more during the holidays. And basically, victims receive fake notifications about undeliverable packages and are asked to click a link to resolve. The link opens a fake website impersonating UPS, FedEx, or USPS. Any personal or financial details provided by the victim are stolen by the scammers. There never was a package, right? So thankfully, we've seen this scam slow down in the recent months. It always picks up more during the holidays, towards the end of the year, November, December, January, right? It always picks up during the holidays since there's so many packages being sent around. So it's a little less suspicious. People are a little less suspicious during that time if they get a text message or email about an undeliverable package. And scammers notice. So we saw these a lot during the holidays. I have some examples of the text message I'm going to show you here. From UPS. Due to an invalid address, you have a package that needs to be delivered, but it has been suspended due to an incorrect delivery address. If you do not update your address before 24 hours, your package will be returned to sender. And then it includes a fake link. I'll show you another example. This one says 12 hours. Package has arrived at the warehouse and cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Please confirm your address and a link within 12 hours. Also, notice how it has that instruction we mentioned earlier in the live stream if you were here. If not, this is important. These scam text messages, a lot of times at the end, they'll include a little instruction that says, please reply yes, and then exit and reopen the message. If you see that instruction at the bottom of the text message, there's a red flag. Scammers include that because they want you to reply yes. They want to see that you received the message, that's an active number. This way they can target you with more scams. But also, replying activates the link. It makes the link clickable. So that's why scammers will include this instruction at the end of their text messages. And you'll see this on a lot of different scams that are going out. So that's a red flag to be aware of. But anyway, let's take a look at another example. This one, they sent me, this one was actually sent to me. It was a group text message. They created a group text message. They named it USPS. And I guess this, they want it to appear more legit. I'll see USPS at the top and think, oh, this is real. Click the link. But this is fake. It's a undeliverable package scam. Then here's another version where they include an attachment. Right? So in this one they include an HTML file. In this one they include a PDF file. Never open attachments that came from unsolicited text message, unsolicited email. Never open these attachments. In these cases, from what I hear, the attachments just included links in them to the fake website. But in a worst case scenario, it'll be a virus. It'll install malware on your computer. Never open attachments from unsolicited text messages or emails. And in this example, you can see they have the USPS logo. They say your package arrived, but weren't able to deliver it due to incomplete address information. And basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to click these fake links. If you click the fake link, you're going to be taken to a website that looks like this. See, this one impersonates USPS. And it looks legit. It has their logo, their colors, their theme. Right? It looks like a legit USPS website. But it's asking for your shipping information. It's asking for your payment methods. It's going to steal that information from you. Any personal information, financial information you enter is going to be sent to the scammer. Here's another example of a website that I might link to. See, this one just says could charge you $3. So a lot of people, they think, oh, whatever, I'll just pop my credit card details. They don't realize they're actually giving your credit card to a scammer. They're going to do a lot worse than $3. Yeah, Katie mentioned she got the scam over Christmas. Yep, that's the time when this one was going around, and we're going to get them all again towards the end of the year. They definitely pick up towards the end of the year, too. So we're going to get them every year. It's important to be aware of this one for sure. So that's an undeliverable package scam. And there's an article about this scam that came out towards the end of last year. I love this article. I like to share this story, but it came out by Wired magazine August last year, right around when this scam was picking up. And basically what happened was this guy, Grant Smith, if that's his real name, what happened was his wife fell for this scam. She got the undeliverable text message, she clicked the link, she accidentally fell for it and provided her credit card details. Well, her husband, Grant Smith, apparently he's an IT guy, and he didn't like that his wife got scammed, so he hacked into the systems of these scammers. And he learned some interesting details about the operation, this undeliverable package scam operation, right? So the first thing he learned is that it was actually a Chinese language group behind this campaign, right? So this was a Chinese scam. You know, it doesn't mean they're the only ones. There could be other groups running the scam as well, but in this case, it was a Chinese Chinese-based crime group running the undeliverable package scam. And what they were doing was they were sending out over 100,000 scam texts per day globally. Right, so that gives you an idea of what they're capable of. They're capable of sending out 100,000 scam texts per day. So that's why sometimes it seems they're getting slammed with so many scam text messages. They have the capability. He learned some other details about him too. People entered 438,000 unique credit cards. Almost 500,000 credit cards were entered by victims. And this was back in August. So imagine how many they got during the holiday. That wasn't even the holidays. Imagine how much they got in November, December, January. That was probably prime season. But they had already acquired almost 500,000 unique credit cards from running this scam. And they were using 1,133 domains, websites. So they have all these different website names, and one goes down, just switch it out and keep running their scams. I said many people entered multiple cards. 50,000 email addresses were logged. And hundreds of university email addresses and 20 military or government email domains. Right? So government officials fell for this scam and provided there. Military and government officials. Victims were spread across the United States. California had the most. So yeah, and that's just one group that was running this scam. That was just one Chinese group. Got almost 500,000 unique credit cards. So gives you a peek into behind the scenes and let you know, it's profitable. They're making bank. They're getting, people are falling for it. Almost 500,000 credit cards, right? So if you're having that much success, they're not going to stop. So that was an undeliverable package scam. That was a text message version of this scam. There's also an email version. I'll show you the email version. So I was pretty proud of this actually. We were the first ones and the only ones at this point to expose this email version that started popping up during the holidays. And now it's gone. It went away. It popped up, and then they went back into hiding after the holidays, apparently. But Here's two examples of some emails that were going out. We have November 22nd. This one impersonates UPS. We're sorry, your package appears to be missing. That was an example of an undeliverable package email. And a week earlier, on November 16th, here's one that was impersonating FedEx. We're sorry, your package appears to be delayed. Right? But what's different about this version of the undeliverable package scam, and again, we were the first ones to report the examples of these and even see, we released a video about it. It's on our YouTube channel. But what's different about this version of the undeliverable package scam is these emails say, get your compensation now. Instead of saying, pay to have it redelivered, they're offering a compensation gift worth of over $100. It's a scam. UPS and FedEx do not offer compensation gifts worth hundreds of dollars if your package is delayed. It'd be nice, but they don't, right? And this version of the scam, you click that button to get your compensation, you get taken to a fake retail website. And then on that fake retail website are all these fake offers that are too good to be true. I'm going to show you those examples shortly. But they say just pay for shipping. And that's how they're trying to scam you. They send you to these sites, you see earpods worth $170, but they say you can have them for $8 shipping. That's a scam. You're never going to get the earpods, and they're going to steal your credit card details you enter. So that was a different version of undeliverable package scam. The first one was a text message version that tried to steal your information by having you pay to have it redelivered. The second version of the scam, they're showing the email version here, was the email version of a scam that tries to steal your financial information by offering you a fake product on a fake retail website if you just pay for shipping. So be aware of these undeliverable package scams. You know, it's a good example about how any text message scam can pretty much be adapted to email, and any email scam can pretty much be adapted to text messaging, right? So, you know, any scams you learn about that are targeting emails, be aware for text messages too, and vice versa. This is a good example of that type of thing happening. So let's take a look at the fake retail websites, which is its own scam in itself. That's why I thought this was interesting. It started with an undeliverable package scam, but then it morphs into a fake retail website scam. Okay, I'm just getting my examples up for fake retail website scams. Hey, if you're just joining us, click that thumbs up. If you haven't liked yet, help us out. Click that thumbs up. Help us spread awareness. You know, the more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more our content will spread, and the more awareness we can spread about these scams. And ultimately, that's our goal. You know, we do this live stream every Thursday, 5:45 Eastern Time. Every Thursday, and the goal is strictly just to spread awareness about these scams. On this live stream, we're going over 19 different types of scams and showing you examples of each. They're all recent scams. All the examples we're showing are recent and within the past year, past months. And we just want to spread awareness. If you're aware of the scams that are circulating and the red flags to watch out for, just some little detail that happens to get shared during this live stream might be enough for you to recognize a scam, right? One little red flag you didn't know about before that you learn, you might be able to protect yourself and your loved ones a little better when that red flag pops up or when that scam targets you. All right, so click that thumbs up, help us out, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of videos that cover a lot of these scams. You can also join our free mailing list. You go to scamaware101.com and click Join Mailing List. We send out reminders of our live streams, and we'll also send out some scam awareness tips. We don't abuse the privilege. We won't send you junk mail. You could unsubscribe anytime. But it's a good way to keep up to date with the recent scams and be reminded about our live streams. We appreciate the support. So, Scamaware 101, join mailing list. We have a poll going. So, join and then update the poll here. We've got a poll going in the chat of how many people are subscribed to mailing list. And we got 50%, and both chats are at 50% right now. Which, by the way, both streams we have going on right now are pretty popping. We got a bunch of people in the vertical stream. We got a bunch of people in the wide screen stream. It's awesome. So hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet and say hi in the chat. Now, let me show you some of these fake retail website scams that we're talking about. And these examples I'm about to show you are the pages that undeliverable package scam linked to. So these are going to be the actual fake compensation products that previous scam was trying to offer us. This scam. So if you clicked on Get Your Compensation Now, or if you clicked on UPS one, Get Your Compensation Now, it would turn into a fake retail website scam, which is basically scammers create fake websites to sell products that are never delivered. Victims are lured by unbeatable deals and lose money once they pay. These scams often target holiday shoppers or those seeking trending items. All right, and here's a screenshot. You see at the time, because a couple months ago, at the time, this was Black Friday, so they put the Black Friday sale banner up there. And what they're offering wireless headphones valued at $175, but they're saying you can have it for just pay shipping, $8.95. It's too good to be true, right? So if you enter your shipping information or payment information, it's going to get stolen by a scammer. And there's many ways that you can land on these fake retail websites. You need to be aware, not just the email example I showed you, where it's like get your free compensation product, but you just might get random emails from scammers saying free offers or free product offers or valued customer, free gift, trying to get you to direct you to these fake websites. Ads on social media. Many scammers do, they purchase ads on social media, and it'll advertise, free wireless headphones, just pay for shipping. And boom, they take it as fake website. Sponsored listings on Google, right? The scammers, they purchase listings on Google. You don't even realize that you're being redirected to a fake website offering these fake products. So one of the big giveaways is if it's a very valuable product, $100, $200, and they're saying that you can just have it for shipping, pay $8 for shipping, you could have this $100, $200 product. That's a red flag. It's too good to be true offer. So definitely do your research if you run into these offers. Google it, see if anybody had any success with the website. Right? If there's no reviews on the website, that's just as bad as having bad reviews. If there's no reviews, in the case of the examples I'm showing you here, all these websites, none of them had reviews yet. They were brand new. They were just put up to scam people and then disappeared out into the ether when they were done. Right? So in cases like that, there are no reviews. So no reviews are just as bad as bad reviews. There's another example, right? They're offering the portable heater worth $175. But the trick is, they say just pay for shipping. And that's when they steal your information. You never get the heater, and they steal your financial details. And then here's the earbuds. Free, just pay shipping, $869. You save $175. But it's a scam. They're trying to steal your info. I guess these were all trending items at the time. Like earbuds are always trending as portable heaters and headphones. That's something to keep in mind. This type of scam, they often list products that are trending or popular at the time. Also, it might be a little too small to see, but you can see that it used different website names, different domain names. Like here's luxuryproductportal.com and then technojoyhaven.com. Right? All the links, they link to all these random different websites and domain names. This way, if one goes down, they just switch it out with another one. So the scam goes on. It's a cat and mouse game. You take down one site, they got another site up that they use. So fake retail websites, watch out for them. If an offer's too good to be true, probably is. So do your research and see what's going on with the website. How we all doing? Click that thumbs up. Click that like button. Help us spread awareness about these scams. Say hi in the chat. All that good stuff. Thank you for joining our live stream. We do this every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Scamware 101. My name is Jared. I'm your host. And our goal is just to spread awareness of these scams. All these scams are common scams. They're all circulating now. We're sharing examples of phone calls, emails, text messages, giving you red flags to watch out for, and showing you real examples of 19 different scams on this live stream. I think we are on scam number 11. We're on scam number 11 now, so we're getting there. definitely say hi in the chat, participate, let us know if you've encountered any of these scams. We want to hear your stories. Tell us about your red flags, your experiences. You can also join our free mailing list on scamaware101.com. Click join mailing list. Yeah, if you want to support us financially, if you want to support the mission, go to our website and scroll all the way down. You'll see a link to donate. Support or donate. You can actually send money too. So hey, shameless plug. I'll take your money. I use all support I could get. If you appreciate what we were doing, definitely appreciate any donations. But I'll be happy with a follow on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. If you don't follow us on those social media pages yet, definitely follow us. That can help us too, especially Facebook. We're actually, in fact, to everybody watching, if I could ask you, if you haven't followed us on Facebook yet, please take a moment to go follow us on Facebook, because we're trying to hit 100 followers, and then we can actually do this live stream on Facebook as well. But until we have those followers, Facebook doesn't let us live stream until we hit like 100 followers. So I think we needed 29, still 29 more, right? So if you don't follow us on Facebook yet, help us out. You can visit us on facebook.com/scamware101. We have a link on our website, scamware101.com, and we appreciate any extra follows and likes we could get. They'll help us expand and stream on Facebook and spread awareness about these scams. So this next example of a scam. So I'm going to just see which one is the latest there. Okay. Victims receive an email notification that they received a gift card. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by clicking a link, malware is installed on the device, or a fake website is opened to steal personal information. This is a gift card scam. Again, how this works is you get a notification in an email, and it says, hey, your $50 gift card is here. The example on my screen, it says, your company has given you an employee rewards card. Activate your card today. But this is a scam. If you activate the card, you're going to get malware installed on your computer, or you're going to get your personal information stolen. So, if you get notifications like these, whether it says from your boss, family member, friend, if you get an email notification about a free gift card, or a gift card sent to you by a loved one or friend or employee, reach out to them before clicking on any links. Reach out to them and confirm, hey, did you send me a gift card? Thanks, you're great, appreciate it. No, you didn't? Okay, just checking, you got a scam, right? So before you click any links, confirm the person actually sent you the gift card. And in this case, since it says your company has given you an employee rewards card, what we do is you would reach out to your boss or manager and say, hey, I got this gift card. Is this legit? You send me a gift card? You know, I know some of you just fell off your chair. You're like, boss, send me a gift card? Haha, I know it's a scam right off the bat. But, you know, it's always good to check. Anyway, so that's a gift card received scam. And this is just the email example that we show you. So that is it for our next batch of our second batch of scams here. So that's 11 scams so far. We got 8 more left. I like to save the best for last. But I definitely have to refill my coffee right now. Which I think we're going to do. I think we're going to take a 5-minute coffee break since we haven't yet. In a minute, though. Say what's up in the chat. If you just joined us, your first time here, say hello, let me know you're watching. Share stories with us. Hit that thumbs up, click the like, help us spread awareness. And I don't mind talking to myself, and I will, but it's always nice when I know people are watching and interested. What do you all think so far of the live stream in the chat? The last 2 live streams, I stopped doing the headlines. We used to start the live streams with about an hour-long headlines. We would check like the latest news headlines and go through the latest scam announcements, and but bringing up all the websites and all the the alerts, they would always bog down my computer, so it would screw up the stream. So I stopped doing the headlines portion of the live stream and just dive right directly into the scam examples now. If I get some donations, I get more powerful computer. I'll add headlines back. So there we go. I'll add that to the donations wish list. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you've encountered these scams, these red flags. Hey, Kathy, welcome. I see you in the wide stream chat. Good to see you. Seen a lot of new faces tonight. We have 2 streams going. We have the vertical and the widescreen stream going, and got a decent amount of viewers in each right now, but it's just 2 different chats, so I'm jumping back and forth to check each chat. So if I don't answer you right away, just bear with me. I'm switching between 2 screens and the presentation. But awesome to see you. I'm glad to see all new faces here. I hope you subscribe to the channel. Our goal here is to spread awareness. We do just live stream every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually go for at least 3 hours. Right now we're about 2.5 so far, getting there. More than 2.5, close to 3. Something like that. But yeah, we're going to keep going. We got 8 more scams, I think. 8 more examples of scams that we're sharing. 8 more types of scams with many examples of each. Let me rephrase that. We got many examples of these scams we're about to show. We got 8 more scams left. I hope if you're visiting us for the first time, you give us a thumbs up, click like, help us spread awareness, subscribe to our channel, and you can join our free mailing list. Scamaware101.com, click join mailing list. Lots of good stuff on our website too that we'll talk about in a little bit. But first, I need to refill my coffee cup. So we're going to take a 5-minute coffee break here. And then when we get back, we're going to go over to tools and software. Third-party tools and software. That's going to be extremely helpful to protect yourself, know what the scammers know about you. So we got a good the next portion of our live stream is good stuff. And after that, we're going to go over some more common scams. Got about 8 more scams to go. We've got some snail mail scams to share with you too, because believe it or not, scammers are still sending out postal mail scams. So you can't let your guard down. All right, I'm going to go fill my Scamaware 101 travel mug available on our YouTube channel. We'll go refill it with my coffee. We'll take a 5-minute break here. And then we're going to jump into some tools and software and some more scams. Good stuff. All right. Hi there, Jello. Welcome back. Good to see you. Just filled my coffee cup. So one of the things about doing this live stream late over here is that I end up drinking so much coffee, then I had a little trouble sleeping afterwards, I think. The sacrifices I make to spread awareness. All right, we'll get started again. 2 minutes here. All right, if you're just joining us, click that thumbs up. Help us spread awareness. We need all the likes we could get, all the subscribers we could get. Helps us spread awareness about these scams. And that's our goal with this live stream. We do this every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Sharing examples, trying to spread awareness about these scams. So you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones. Awareness is key. A lot of time, victims of these scams, they never recover their funds. Just being aware of a red flag or a type of scam, might have been enough to help prevent disaster. Too many people are losing their life savings, retirement funds, older folks. Not good. So we as a community got to do better at spreading awareness about these scams. All right, cool. Let's keep going. If you're just joining us, say hi in the chat. Click that thumbs up. Let us know you found us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can check out some of our videos later. A lot of scams that we're talking about today, we have videos about these scams. A lot of them use the same slides and share the same information. So if there's any scams that we talk about on this live stream that you want to make your loved ones aware about, a lot of times we have a video that you could just go share. That's already on our YouTube channel. So take a moment, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. And we're going to keep going here. So this next portion of the live stream, we're going to talk about tools and software. And on our website, scamaware101.com, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make a portal, a one-stop portal for all your third-party resources, whether it's software or educational resources. We're building out a scam knowledge base where we want to share all the examples that we share on this live stream. I want to get this knowledge base built out where all these examples are searchable and there for the public to find. And we want to do this as a way to spread awareness and get the information out there, to help support our goal here. We have the video library that right now just links to all our YouTube videos. But we have the tools and software page. And it's extremely valuable. I want to take a moment to go over what's on there for you, right? And, it's around our website. Just click the tools and software link. It takes you to this page. And the first 4 links are data breach lookup tools. So let me tell you why these are important. A lot of times, scammers know a lot of information about you. And they get that information by hacking and breaching third-party systems and stealing your information, right? So last year alone, most of the country's medical information was stolen. I believe like 2/3, they say, of the country's medical details were stolen in the healthcare data breach. Everybody's social security number, practically everybody in America's social security number got hacked recently when a background check company got breached last year. So almost everybody's social security numbers were exposed. The amount of information that's out there on us because of these third-party data breaches, that information gets used against us. Scammers use that information against us. And our phone numbers, our email addresses, our passwords, all that information that was provided to these third parties, the scammers have access to. They'll have access to your account numbers that are with those third parties, right? One of the recent breaches that happened was a nationwide credit card processing or payment processing company for car dealerships, right? It was a huge breach that happened last year. And when this company got breached, the hackers stole all the information about the customers from all the dealerships that used this nationwide payment company, right? So let's break this down for a second and think about it. The scammers now have access to all that customer's information with the car dealership. So what they do is they take that information and they can target a victim more specifically now. Meaning, they can target a victim. They call the victim up. They have the victim's phone number, right? That was part of the database. They call the victim. They impersonate the car dealership. They know the car dealership that the victim dealt with. They probably know the dealer's name, like the actual salesperson that they dealt with. They call up. They impersonate the dealer. They impersonate the salesperson, right? They know everything about the car that was purchased. Hey, we're calling about that car that you purchased, that Toyota Camry, right? They know how much you're paying for it. They know your bank account information that was used to run background checks, right? Your credit card information or that was used or payments being set up, right? So here they are calling the victim. They have all this information that you would think only the dealership would have. But because they have that information, they could earn the victim's trust and scam them. Hey, this is Bob from the car dealership over on 23. You remember me, right? Yeah, good. I'm just calling about that Toyota Camry you got. We just tried to run your payment, but the billing information isn't working. So could you just confirm the number of the account ending in 123? Right? Okay, the victim's like, well, I mean, knows a lot of information, knows the dealer, is clearly this is from them. They'll spoof the caller ID. On the caller ID, they'll show the phone number, right? And then the victim says, okay, and gives them the information, right? It is all because your data was stolen by a third party. And the whole point of that long, rambling speech is that scammers have more information about you than you've forgotten about yourself, right? They know more about you than you've forgotten. So, like, something that I recommend to everybody, going back to the tools and resources page, is we have a data breach lookup tools, these 4 links here. You could tell what scammers know about you now. You could tell what breaches your data has been exposed in. And you could even see passwords and other private information that show what was leaked about you, right? And it's a little scary. But it's important to know because you're going to check. I suggest you go to each of these links. Some of them you can put your email address into. Some you can put your phone number into. And it will tell you any data about you that's been leaked out in these breaches, these third-party breaches. All right, you should go there. You should check. These 4 links are safe. They're legit places. All 4 of these checks are free. You can run the check for free. A couple of these will try to sell you dark web monitoring afterwards, but it's up to you if you want it. You can still run the initial scan and see what information of yours is exposed. All right, so that's super important because once you realize how much these scammers know about you and what information they could try and use against you, it gets your mindset right where it's like, wait a minute, I know Target was breached and my information was in there, and you're calling saying you're from Target. I don't know about that, So, and you'll also see passwords. Again, you see passwords, and they're passwords that you're using against other accounts. That's super important to know about. Right? You should always use separate passwords across your accounts, but if you're using the same password across the same accounts, you run these checks, it could come back and say your password's been exposed. So now here in your information is these scammers even know your passwords. Right? So I highly recommend the first 4 links on our online tools and software page, scamaware101.com, tools and software. Right? The four links that are there for data breach lookup tools. I recommend to check them out, use them. The next section, we'll talk a little bit about that too. Some security and privacy software. This section is a paid section, right? So if you want to spend money on some security software, I listed a few products here that we actually got approved as an affiliate for. So I listed some deals here. Full disclosure, you click the link, you get the deal. We get a cut from it as well. But they're good deals. We put them here. It's good software that we stand behind. It's NordPass Premium, is a great password manager. NordVPN, great VPN. Delete Me is a good service for removing your information off of the public internet. It doesn't really help with the dark web, but it's good for public internet. And then Malwarebytes Premium if you're looking for antivirus. We have deals here for all of them. So if you're interested in that software, just use our link. We appreciate it. We get a cut, and you get a really good deal. NordPass Premium, 56% off. It ends up being like 2 years for like, it was like $35. Let's see. You go here, you click on a link. Yeah, $35 for the first 24 months. So 2 years for $35. So if you're thinking of buying NordPass, use this link. You get 2 years, $35, and I get a cut of that, whatever it is. I appreciate it. So anyway, got some links here. Use them. Useful. But here's some free software as well. That's we share, right? We got a link to Malwarebytes Browser Guard. This is pretty cool. I discovered this a few weeks ago. Been using it. It does pretty good. It's just a free browser guard. It's a browser plugin for Chrome or whatever browser you use, a browser extension, and it just filters out annoying ads and scams. And it's been pretty good blocking a lot of ads. In fact, it blocks my own referral links above if I try to click them. So, so if you install this and you want to click my referral links, turn it off from my site. But it says that does good, and I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't think it did good. Malwarebytes free. You could run it on your PC. Just check, see if there's anything bad found, any malware, pop-ups, viruses, things that a scammer might have installed on your PC, or something you might have gotten infected with by clicking a fake virus pop-up, for example. So Malwarebytes free. The difference between free and premium: free, you could just run a scan, or you could run scans on demand, right? But you have to manually go and run them. Malwarebytes premium, it has real-time protection where it's constantly guarding you. So that's the difference between the premium. If you want premium, 25% off, use my link. But we also have the link to the free one if you just go to download, scan, see if your computer's clean. And if you're looking for free antivirus, we just recommend Bitdefender. Antivirus is free. I'm not an affiliate or anything, but it's pretty good. Every now and then it nags you to buy the premium version or whatever, but it's not too bad. It's free antivirus. It's better than having no antivirus. So if you're relying on your default antivirus, your Windows that comes with Windows, go download Bitdefender. It's got a little extra protection on it, especially for like browsing the internet. So that's just some useful free software that we list on our tools and software page and scamware101.com, tools and software. And then the last few sections, reverse image lookups. These are good for romance scams, right? You want to make sure who you're talking to is who they say they are. You could take their picture and you could run it through these reverse image searches. So any of these 3 links here, use all 3, right? But they'll come back and they'll tell you if they find that image somewhere else on the internet. And that tells you that whoever you're talking to might have stole those pictures. They might not be who they really claim to be. Right. So for example, you find somebody on a dating site, you take their picture, run it through a reverse image search, and see if that picture was used anywhere else. We got a link to one called TinEye. They're all free. Bing, Google. Check all 3. Last couple sections here, just some website safety lookup tools. Norton SafeWeb, Google Safe Browsing, VirusTotal. These 3 links. You pop in the website that you're curious about, and it'll tell you if Norton SafeWeb, for example, it'll tell you if there's any ratings or reviews for the website. Google Safe Browsing, it'll tell you if the website's been detected as unsafe or dangerous. VirusTotal, it will tell you if there's any suspicious files or malware detected on a site. So if you just want to look into the trustworthiness of a site, here's 3 links you could look into it. As last section, we'll talk about more a little later. I like to close out the live stream with this last section because it's a fun little thing to close out with. But we have links to scam tracking maps. We have links to 2 here. We have one from the BBB and one from AARP. Right? We'll show you AARP's scam tracking map later in the stream. But those are pretty cool. You click on these links and you can actually search. It'll show you where scams are being reported throughout the country and what types of scams are being reported. And that's pretty useful. So we'll go over that in more detail later on in the live stream. So anyway, that's all on the tools and software page. Lots of useful stuff here. Again, we're trying to build out the scamaware101.com website to be an eventual one-stop portal for everything you need regarding scams, whether it's accessing third-party resources like the ones on our tools and software page here, or the scam knowledge base that we're trying to build up, or the view examples, or even the videos that we're sharing on YouTube. So, and while you're on our website, you might as well click join mailing list and join our free mailing list. So it'll keep you updated. We'll remind you when we're doing live streams like this, and keep you updated on these various features of the site as they become more built out and available. So anyway, scamware101.com, tools and software. We'll bring you right to that page we were just talking about. Remember, use these data breach lookup tools. If you do anything on this page, use these 4 data breach tools. Check, see what info about yourself is out there being sold about you. It's important to know. All right. So that was just a brief little section. We talk about the tools and software section on our website, and then we get back to the scams. So we have 4 more common scams that we're going to go over now. We have a total of 8 left, so we're getting there. We're going over tonight we're going over 19 total scams. We're showing you examples of each, and we're up to this scam number 12. That's scam number 12 or 13 here, so we're getting there. But before we dive into those real quick, if you're just joining us, click that thumbs up, give us a like, help us spread awareness about these scams. Every Thursday we do this live stream. The goal is just to spread awareness. So we share examples of these scams and try to help you be more aware so you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones from becoming a victim of these scams. Lots of people losing money, and unfortunately, a lot of victims don't get that money back. So, awareness is key. Prevention is an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So help spread awareness, and click that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We appreciate all the likes and subscribes we could get. Let's say hi in the chat. Let's see, we got a few more people here. Nigella, my credit union was recently breached. Ooh, that's tough. Kathy Robbins, romance scammers are notorious. Yep. Indeed they are. Good to see you all, some new faces. And some regulars. Awesome to see you all. Thank you for attending. Okay, cool. Our next scam, let's keep going. Social Security scams. Okay, examples out here. Fraudsters impersonate Social Security officials, claiming issues with the victim's number or benefits. They threaten action unless immediate payment or information is provided. Yeah, so that's a Social Security impersonation scam. It's a big problem. The Social Security website, they warn us about these scams all over the place on their website. And even on the letters that they send out, the physical mail, right on the outside is a stamp that says, beware of scams. So they're taking it seriously. They're getting a lot of reports of impersonation, Social Security impersonation. And, one example is when they reach out to you by phone, they say there's a problem with your accounts or benefits. That's one example of a Social Security scam. An example I'm going to show you here is actually another one. This is an email example. And I have 2 views. I have the view that how it looks on the phone and the view how it looks on a computer. So here's how it looks on the phone. There's a Department of ... right? You can't even see the full name unless you click on it. Then it has a link that looks like it's to SSA.gov, right? But it's not. But it looks like it is because it's on the phone. And what this is this is just a letter. It says, to see your statement, please download the file from this link. We hope you find a new statement useful and informative. Thank you for using Social Security Administration services. All right, and this is a scam. This is an email that's impersonating Social Security, and it's trying to get the person on the other end to click the link. Now, when you look at this email on a computer, you can actually see who it's from a little better. It becomes much more clear that this is a scam, right? First of all, you have the email address, and it's no reply at safaricom.co.ke. It's not even a .gov email address. So right off the bat, now you know, okay, this is a scam. But also, this link, you move the mouse over it, you can see it doesn't really point to what it says. It points to some random .com website like l1nq.com/ some with random letters. It doesn't really point to SSA.gov. So they're trying to trick the victim into clicking that link that's going to SSA.gov, but it's actually links to a completely different website. That, I think it's safe to say, downloads a virus because the last note in this email says, this file works on computers only. So this was probably trying to get the person to download a virus. And this is a new example. This example was provided me on February 6th. So this is, well, almost 2 months old. Just under 2 months old. So this is a fairly new scam that is circulating. So watch out from unsolicited emails that look like and claim to be from Social Security. Look out for Social Security scammers impersonating Social Security. You know, you can't trust the phone call just because it shows Social Security's number on caller ID. Again, scammers could manipulate the caller ID. So always be suspicious of unsolicited calls claimed to be from Social Security. You know, any official government correspondence should really be happening through physical mail, you know, before email. You know, unless you're actually logged into your account with them and requesting things. But still, unsolicited contact, whether it's a phone call, an email, text message, all right, be suspicious of, you know, when they claim to be from Social Security. And the example we just shared, you know, was an unsolicited email that says it was a report. You know, and this email says, here's the statement or report. Yeah, statement you requested. But we didn't request a statement. It's all part of scam. Can't trust links and unsolicited emails. Especially in this email if you get it, because this scam is circulating now impersonating Social Security. And also, I want to note, scammers pay attention to the media, right? They know what's going on. So when there's going to be changes to Social Security or there's talk about Social Security, the scammers will pick up the Social Security scams. You know, they'll put them into overdrive and they'll start seeing Social Security scams more. Whatever topic is getting media attention, scammers will take advantage of that. You know, if there's lots of changes happening to Social Security, for example, and people are aware of it, they're like, there's lots of changes happening. Scammers are going to start targeting more people impersonating Social Security. They'll target people, and people will be like, oh, this must be about the changes I've been hearing about, right? And scammers know this. So they take advantage of trends that are in the media and in the headlines, and right, so always be aware of that. So that's Social Security impersonation scams. Watch out for them, especially now. They're currently circulating. I have a couple examples of some tax season scams. The next two scams are IRS or tax-related scams. And right now is a good time to be aware of them since it's tax season, because these always pick up during tax season. So first, let's talk about tax or IRS impersonation scams. Right, fraudsters impersonate tax authorities claiming the victim owes taxes and must pay immediately to avoid penalties or arrest. They often demand payment by untraceable methods. Right, so that's one IRS and tax scam version, you know, impersonation scam, where they impersonate tax authorities and claim you owe taxes and must pay. Which, by the way, you won't receive phone calls like that. You will receive official, you know, paperwork, physical paperwork sent to you. It wouldn't be a phone call of an IRS agent threatening you saying you got to pay now over the phone. You know, it's a scam. So it's tax season. Be aware of impersonation scams like that. But another version of a tax scam is this text message, which is currently circulating now, and we were warned about it recently from the IRS. So if you get this text message, it's a scam. Be aware of it. And in this text message, what they do is they say, you're eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We will deposit the amount at your bank account or mail a paper check within 1 to 2 business days. Then it has a link to a fake website. So it's trying to trick victims into thinking that they have an IRS payment, you know, coming from the IRS, economic impact payment, and it's telling them they got to verify their information. If they click that link, any information to provide gets sent to the scammer, gets stolen by the scammer. And it's going to ask to verify your personal information, it's going to ask to verify your bank account, and the victim will do it. They think that they're, you know, entering it because they're getting a check. And this scam is circulating now. The IRS, they started warning us about this in January. And it's circulating now because of tax season. This is an example of how certain scams pick up during certain times. Whether it's something trending in the media or it's a time of year where it's tax season, you're going to see more tax scams. Just like the undeliverable package scam. When the holidays come and there's more packages going around, you're going to see more undeliverable package scams. Now, it's tax season. Now we're going to see tax-related scams. Right? So watch out for IRS impersonation, where they claim you owe money. Watch out for this text message and any other text message claiming you have an economic impact payment. That's not how they reach out to you about economic impact payments. But especially this one. $1,400 economic impact payment, it's a scam. And the other thing to keep in mind is we're being warned about the text message version of this scam this year. But if you look at the IRS website, 2 years ago, they warned us about the email version of this scam. So be alert for an email version of this scam as well. And that just goes to show, email scams could usually be adapted to text message, and text message scams usually be adapted to email. Right? Eventually, you usually see one evolve into the other. This is an example. All right, so watch out for these economic impact text messages that claim to be from the IRS. They're 100% fake. Don't click that link. Don't enter your information. And notice that red flag again at the bottom. Please reply with yes and exit the text message. Open it again. Right, it has that instruction we talked about. Scammers include that instruction. They love including that instruction. So it's a huge red flag. Don't reply. Don't click the link. It's a scam. Now, besides impersonation scams like these, where they're saying you owe money or saying that you need to update information, there's another type of scam to watch out for during tax season, and that's tax forgiveness scams. And these scammers don't necessarily impersonate the IRS, but they impersonate tax relief services or tax forgiveness companies. But it's a scam. And I have a recording to play for you that is an example of this scam. So one sec. All right. So again, this is tax season. You got to watch out for tax forgiveness scams. I received multiple calls like this so far in the past couple of months, and had these reported to me also the past couple of months. They'll claim you owe back taxes, whether you do or not. It's a robocall. It's a robocall claiming you owe back taxes, and to call that number for debt forgiveness. And not only does that try to scare people that haven't filed yet, but a friend of mine received this call, and he had already filed his taxes. And the first thing that came across his mind was, did I mess something up? I just filed my taxes, and I get this call about owing back taxes, right? So that's why these scams run more this time of year. It's the perfect time for scammers to confuse people and take advantage of it being tax season, and they do. So let me play you a recording of one of these robocalls that's circulating, offering tax forgiveness. And let me know in the chat if you received these calls or anything similar, because I had a few other versions reported to me recently about tax forgiveness. I received a few other versions myself recently. So, but anyway, I'm going to play it right now, and let me know in chat if you got any of these tax forgiveness scams.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick. And I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 833-850-2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you. 2.
Right, so that was a recording I received, and it's a fake recording. First of all, it says that you owe back taxes, which you don't. And I had other people report that exact same call to me. They don't owe back taxes. So it's just a robocall claiming that you have back taxes to scare you. Right? And then when you call that number back, I actually called the number back because I was going to see how far it went down so I could share it, or how far down the rabbit hole it went so I was going to share it. But when I called back the number, it doesn't even lead to anybody. It leads to a phone number that just hangs up. So it's clearly a scam, a very badly run robocall scam. But it's an example of these tax forgiveness scams that start circulating during tax season. Again, there's different versions of those scams. Different versions reported to me by multiple people in the past couple months, but that's one example of the phone call that you might receive about owing back taxes. That's meant to scare you, which is part of the whole scammer playbook. You know, they try to scare you into reacting, all right? And thinking you owe back taxes could be a scary thing. So watch out for these debt relief tax forgiveness scams that are circulating right now. How are we all doing out there? Say hi in the chat. I see a bunch more people watching in both streams. We got a vertical stream going. We got a wide screen stream going. We see you all in both of them. Appreciate everybody in the chats and saying hi. Kathy Robbins says romance scammers are notorious. Yep. John says fabulous. Not sure what he's saying fabulous too. That was a while ago, but fabulous indeed. Oh, we got the mailing list poll in the widescreen chat is up to 60% now. Yes. All right. Cool. Still have 50% in the vertical. So if you haven't joined our mailing list yet, go to scamware101.com and click join mailing list. It's free. We just send you reminders of when we're going live, and we'll share some scam awareness tips. Unsubscribe at any time. It won't abuse your privilege, I promise. Next scam we're going to share is an example of a discount scam. Just trying to find it. Probably 1 sec. There it is. Okay. This phone call is a fake call. Impersonates Comcast. It says something about a discount on your recent bills going to expire, but it's a scam, and they're trying to trick you into getting on a phone with a scammer. So let me play a recording of that one for you.
Hello. This voicemail is from Comcast Xfinity. Your current 50% discount on your monthly bill will expire by the end of the day. To maintain your reduced rate, call the number on your caller ID immediately. This is your final reminder to act. Call back now. Thank you.
Right. And there's a red flag for that call too. It says call number back. It didn't leave a number. It actually said call number shown on your caller ID back. Right. And that's also a red flag of a scam. A couple of the recordings we played earlier said call number back. Right. That's always a red flag. But in that recording, it says your Comcast, your 50% discount's going to expire and to call back. First of all, I don't have Comcast. It's going to be calling me. And that's a scam. It's just trying to get you to call the scammer back. Which again, you know, that's why they say call the number on your screen. That's why I don't actually say a phone number. Big red flag is an example of a scam. If I had been a Comcast customer, I might stop and think to myself, wait a minute, 50% off, that they're going to charge me more, 50% more, and I might fall for it and call back. Well, I won't, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point. They're just robocalling everybody, and the Comcast customers they do get, there we go. They know they're going to get some. So watch out for those types of phone calls offering discounts on, saying your discounts are going to expire. Especially that red flag that says call number on screen. It's always a red flag. And that's it. We're up to 15 scams. We got 4 more left. We're going to cover a total of 19 scams tonight. We got 4 more left to go over. See a lot of new viewers this week. This is awesome. Good to see a lot of new faces. Saying hi in the chat. Clicking that thumbs up. If you haven't clicked thumbs up yet, give us a like. Click that thumbs up. It'll help us spread awareness. Appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, just take a moment, subscribe. And you can join our free mailing list, scamware101.com. You click join mailing list. So those last 4 scams, these are good ones. These are snail mail scams. Right? These are scams that are still using the postal service, believe it or not, but These are all recent scams that still use the Postal Service. They need to be aware of and watch out for. There you go, bring up those slides. In the meantime, say hi in the chat if you haven't yet. Don't got much more time left, so now's the time. Say hi, let us know you have found us, share your experience with scams. Click that thumbs up, help spread awareness. A lot of these scams, we have videos about each of them on our YouTube channel too, so subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our videos a little later. You know, a lot of the examples we're sharing, there's already videos, and you can share those videos with your loved ones as well. And that's the point. We want to spread awareness. We want to make it easy for everybody else to spread awareness, and you know, maybe we can make a little bit of a difference and help prevent some people from getting scammed. We do this live stream every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Usually go for 3 or 4 hours. Right now, we're just about ready to hit almost 3 hours. So we'll be going for a little bit longer. Like I said, we've got 4 more scams to go over and a couple other cool little resources I want to show you as well. A scam tracking map, the AARP scam tracking map. That's a fun one. So saving that for last after our last 4 scams here. Bear with me. I'm getting our last slide. In the meantime, say hi in the chat. Click that thumbs up. Let me know you're watching. See, Kathy, I got that before. Knew it was a scam. I don't have Comcast. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, that tipped me off right away, too, is that I didn't have Comcast. So that's cool. You got the same call before, right? Yep. That one's circulating. That's what I'm saying, people. All these scams I'm sharing with you, these are all active right now. They're all circulating. They're all recent. So they're out there, and it's important to be aware of them. All right, so this last 4 scams are going to be snail mail scams, regular postal service scams to watch out for. And the first example is a free gift postcard, usually with a QR code to scan. Right, so you get a postcard about a free gift as a QR code to scan to get it. Right, so victims receive a physical postcard in the mail offering a free gift. When the victim attempts to activate the gift card by scanning a QR code, malware is installed on their device, or a fake website is opened to steal personal information. All right, so always be suspicious of just random free offers and gifts that you get in the mail. And again, a lot of times you'll see this offering like trendy, popular gifts at the time. And in the example we're showing you right here, this little postcard where it says to scan this QR code, get free earbuds. All right. If you were with us earlier when we talked about the fake retail website, you know, one of the products they offered was wireless earbuds. So this is an example about how scammers they'll find the hot items and the popular items, and they'll work them into their scams. And in this case, this is a physical postcard, and you would scan the QR code, but it's going to take you to a website that steals your personal information. In this case, the note says your address, your Amazon account, your credit card number. If that's what the note says. But rest assured, if you scan it, you're going to get something stolen from you for these people. Oh, yep. In fact, here's a note that says you will be asked to present a valid Amazon order. Yeah. All right. So that's the purpose of this one, is to steal your Amazon info, it sounds like. But there you go. So that's a physical postcard you would receive that says scan a QR code, which covers a couple of ranges of scams, though. So one is, you know, the postcard, even if it just had a link to go to, you know, that's just you can't trust a physical postcard. But the QR code scams, they're a whole nother beast in themselves. They're a whole nother type of scam, right? So on the screen here, you just see a postcard example with QR code scam. But QR code scams, they're all over as far as in the public. There's been reports of parking meters, you know, the ones that you scan QR codes on. Scammers have been replacing the QR codes. They've been slapping stickers of their malicious QR codes on those parking meters. So scan those codes. You'll actually be taken to a scammer's website instead of the parking meter's website. Flyers, emails. They've been saying that emails are starting to have QR codes attached to get past link filtering, right? They're attaching QR codes instead for people to scan. So QR codes in general are also something to be aware of. You should think of a QR code as a link, right? You don't just click any link. You have to be suspicious of links. You can't just click every link in every email or any link that's text message you. You should be extremely careful with clicking links. And QR codes are the exact same thing. All QR codes are you scan them and they take you to a link. So technically they're the same thing as a link. So you should be just as cautious when it comes to scanning QR codes as you are when it comes to clicking links. Don't scan QR codes that aren't from a trustworthy place. Always be suspicious. But that's QR codes. QR code scams, in general, also known as quishing, by the way, and that's the only time I'm going to say it. I say it once per live stream. I'm not going to say it again. I'll say it one more time for those that didn't hear. They call it quishing. Like, how you have phishing for emails and smishing for SMS, and then you have quishing for QR codes. So whoever's making up these silly names, but that's what they call it. It's the QR code scams. But back to the scam we're supposed to be talking about, snail mail postcard. Offering you a free gift. Don't scan the QR code and don't trust the link if it has a link there. Be suspicious. That's a scam example of a snail mail scam that's currently circulating. Next example of a snail mail scam. Inheritance scams. So with inheritance scams, victims are contacted with claims of a large inheritance from an unknown relative, but to claim it, they must pay fees or provide personal details. These scams exploit curiosity and greed to steal money and identity information. All right. And an example we're going to share is a snail mail version or a physical letter of one of these inheritance scams. And this letter was actually sent to a family member, and they provide it to me. But you can see the letter. It has fake letterhead. It has an office. It makes it an office address, a law office name, a little logo in the top corner. Kind of looks legalish with the scales of justice there, I think. And basically, the names that were used where it says dear, and I have the name blurred out, but the last name used on that line matches the last name they use of the supposed family member that died. So this snail mail letter goes out. And by the way, there were reports of this identical letter. By many people report this exact letter. It's just the only difference is they insert the last name of the person referenced. Whoever they're trying to scam. But anyway, let me read you some of this letter that's impersonating a law office claiming there's inheritance. I'm a partner at blah, 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 LLP, a law firm in Canada. There's an unclaimed permanent life insurance policy held by our deceased client. Monetary deposit in the sum of $10,800,000. Right, so they're trying to say that there's an inheritance coming my way because $10 million. The policyholder was one of our clients, the late doctor, and it has a name here and then it has the same last name as the relative. Right, so that's where they swapped the name of whoever they're trying to scam. They put the same last name. And they put who shared the same last name with you and was a stockbroker and a retired CPA. It says she was a COVID-19 victim who died about 4 years ago. Since her death, no one has come forward for the claim, and all our efforts to locate her relatives have proved unsuccessful. And then it says, because we have the same last name and nationality, we're entitled to the inheritance. And this law office supposedly wants to process it and handle it on our behalf, but wants to share some with charity. 10% wants to share with charity, he says. And then the rest between the law office. He says, this is a 100% risk-free. I do have all necessary documentation to expedite the process in a highly professional and confidential manner, right? Confidential manner, red flag, we mentioned earlier. I will provide all the relevant documents to substantiate your claim as beneficiary. This claim requires a high level of confidentiality, right? Red flag number 2. I mentioned confidentiality twice, which we mentioned in our red flags.
portion of the live stream. But anyway, so you get an idea of what they're doing here. They're sending out this letter. They're claiming someone with the same last name as yours died. There's a $10 million inheritance, and they're offering, as a law firm, to take care of it all for you. But what they're going to do is they're going to tell you that there's fees and taxes that you have to pay, and that's what they're going to steal from you. They're going to give you some huge amount of taxes on $10 million. They're going to say you have to pay first. They're going to say you have to have a fee. You don't have $10 million, you got to pay first, and you're going to pay all that. They're going to steal all that, and then there is no inheritance. You never get inheritance. So that's how that scam works, and that's an inheritance scam. And again, the example on the screen is an actual physical letter, a snail mail version of the scam that we received at the end of November last year. So this is fairly recent. It's not even 6 months old yet. So this is currently circulating. We did a quick Google. We found plenty of other people reporting the exact same letter. The only difference is the name that was inserted. So yeah. Be aware of the scam. Watch out for it. It's circulating. It's a snail mail scam. They're still around and still happening. There's an inheritance scam. How are we all doing out there? I see a bunch of people watching. Both streams are pretty good. Pretty good. If you haven't clicked that like button, help us out. Click that thumbs up. Help us spread awareness. It really does make a difference. Clicking that thumbs up and subscribing. It helps the algorithm show our content more to new viewers. It helps spread our content more, which in turn spreads awareness about these scams, which is our goal. So, if you're just joining us, we do this live stream once a week, every Thursday, Friday, 5:40 or Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. And today we're covering 19 types of scams, sharing examples of the scams. We're about 3 hours in. We got 2 more scams left that we're going to discuss. So I got number 18, number 19 left here. You can join our free mailing list, scamaware101.com. Go to our website, click join mailing list. It's scamaware101.com. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We're trying to get more followers on Facebook so we can stream there. So if you haven't liked us on Facebook yet, please take a moment, go to facebook.com/scamaware101 and click that follow button. We also have a link to it on our website, scamaware101.com. Right on the homepage, we'll link to all our social media platforms. So follow us. And while you're there, click join mailing list. So, last 2 scams. And we're on the snail mail portion. So, last 2 snail mail scams here. Fake renewal scams. In the parentheses, subscription scams. Victims are notified about renewals for subscriptions they don't have and prompted to provide payment information to cancel. Scammers use this to steal funds. I'm going to take this one step further. Not only do they sometimes try to get you to provide payment information to cancel, a lot of times these fake renewal scams, they're actually just trying to get you to pay again. Here's a fake renewal. They're just trying to trick you into paying it. But it's not even really. You're not even paying for anything. It's a fake invoice. They make it look like it's a renewal. And the example I'm going to show you is that type of fake renewal scam. And here's that snail mail version I was talking about. So this letter was received. Again, it was June 2024, so last year. But the snail mail was received, marketing services. So it sounds like you're getting an invoice for marketing services, right? How to make payment. Return by the date below to avoid offer expiration. All right. So that's a small bit of offer expiration. So they use words there to kind of like avoid being technically illegal, right? But this looks like a renewal, Most people will get this and they think that they're paying for a renewal, especially when it says to ensure listing by this date, make payment before this date, July 26th. They're making it sound like you need to return by July 26th. They make it look like it's a renewal. And the idea is just to trick people who get this to think like, oh, okay, what, $289? Okay, I'll just make the payment real quick. It must be for my website. I'll pay it. But it's actually not. Would you actually get the listing that this is supposed to be for if you paid it? I don't know. But the whole point of this is that they make it look like you already have it, and they make it look like you're not going to get it anymore unless you pay. And that's the example of a fake renewal scam. And this is a snail mail version. Again, it's a letter that was sent out and received on somebody's mailbox or in June. It was very misleading. I think it's misleading enough to consider a scam. That's why I included it here. And also, many other people reported this as a scam as well. So watch out for these fake renewal scams. And, this is a snail mail version of a fake renewal, but we get slammed with fake renewal emails all day long, right? Like, I know I do. I know a lot of other people do. You get those fake phishing emails that say, your Amazon Prime has expired. Click here to renew it. Netflix billing issue. Click here to renew it. Right? You'll get all these fake emails of fake renewals. So we're kind of used to that, or we should be used to that. If you're not, definitely be aware of that. Be suspicious of any emails saying they got to click here to renew. But this is the snail mail version of that type of scam. Send back your credit card details or click here to renew. But anyway, so watch out for these fake renewal scams. They are circulating in snail mail. And the last scam here. Before we go to our last scam, click that thumbs up if you haven't yet. Give us a like. We're winding down here. We'll be ending the live stream soon, so get those likes in if you haven't yet. Haven't subscribed yet, take a moment to subscribe. And definitely join our free mailing list. Scamaware101.com. Click join mailing list. And last chance to say hi in the chat too. We'll be winding up soon. One more scam left. And then we're going to do some, we're going to play around with the scam tracking map and have a little fun. Say hi in the chat if you're still with us too. Hit that heart button. Let us know you're here. Now I'm just getting my last example out here. Okay, this is a cool one. This is the first time we're sharing this one too. This is the first time I'm including this on our live stream. So it's a good one to do as our last example here. Is to share a new one with you that we haven't shared before yet. And what this one is this is a secret shopper scam. And this is a snail mail scam. This is an actual letter that was received. And how the secret shopper scam works. And in this case, you can see it says Walgreens or CVS Pharmacy, which is interesting because the scam doesn't care which one you go to, actually, as you go through it. But customer service evaluation tool, CSET, right? It says Walgreens, CVS shopper, congratulations for your achievement, yada, yada. It says this package contains your secret survey assignment. And then it says, along with this letter is the funding for the assignment and survey. So have fun making money and help us improve our customer service. And then the instructions. Take note, included in this package is a checklist with further required steps and the payment sent out for your highly appreciated service. So this letter comes with a check. The check included in this letter represents $1,987, which covers the assignment bills, evaluation costs, and your survey service commission payment of $400. So this scam, you get this letter, it has a check included, and it says you've been selected or approved to be a secret shopper at Walgreens or CVS. And it actually has a check included, which is going to be a fake check. We have a hold on the check to prevent unauthorized cashing. You are to confirm that you received the package through SMS to this number. It has a number. So we could take the hold off the check for an easy deposit. Deposit a check at your bank and send a copy of the deposit receipt once you make the deposit at your bank. Funds are usually available immediately in 24 hours depending on your bank. You're required to make a $30 blah blah blah. Check it. Yeah. Completing your assignment in 24 hours will earn you a $250 bonus. And it says you will evaluate any other stores below. And then all the stores that list are stores that have gift cards, because this is where this is going. Right? They want the whole idea of this secret shopper is they're saying a check is attached. You need to go to these stores and purchase gift cards. That's your assignment as a secret shopper. You need to go to these stores and purchase gift cards. Then you need to send those gift cards to us. But the check is attached to cover those costs. But first, you need to complete the assignment and then call us and we'll activate your check. Right? So it's a scam. So someone goes out, they purchase all these gift cards as assigned, they send it to the scammer, and then it's a bad check. The check's no good. Reminder, any of the 3 stores chosen for gift cards, should you acknowledge that you are evaluating their service. So, and what's funny, so the red flag about secrecy and confidentiality, that's even included on this version of this scam. All the way at the bottom, reminder, any of the 3 stores chosen for your gift cards, under no circumstances should you acknowledge that you are evaluating your services, as that will deter the purchase of the whole program. Right, so don't tell them that, what's going on here. But anyway, watch out for this scam. This is actually a physical letter. You received a letter. It's got a check attached. And that's a red flag. If you get some random letter that has a check attached with instructions, it's a scam. I mean, we could spend another hour talking about different versions of check cashing scams and refund scams where they give you a check and scam you somehow with the check. So many scams. But we'll save that for another day. Anyway, back to the last scam. So it's a secret shopper scam, right? And the idea is they give you a fake check to tell you to go purchase gift cards. You give them the gift cards, and then the check's no good. You try cashing it, but it ain't gonna work. So anyway, that's a secret shopper scam. The last example of our snail mail scams. So snail mail scams are alive and well. Be aware of them. I think we've all gotten so used to being targeted by text message or by email or by phone that we forget that they're still using snail mail scams, right? QR codes. Fake gift cards. Inheritance scams. Secret shopper scams. Watch out. That's 19 types of scams. How long did that take us? Let's start at 5:50. It's a little over 3 hours. Go through 19 different types of scams. Lots of examples of each. And now for the last portion of this live stream, we usually like to wrap it up with checking out the scam tracking map. The ARP scam tracking map, which is a link that we include on our tools and software page. If you were with us earlier in the live stream, we talked about the tools and software page on scamaware101.com. We're trying to build out our website to be a one-stop shop for third-party resources and useful information involving scams. And on our tools and software page, we have links, many useful links that we already went over, but we have the ARP scam tracking map. And this is a fun one. There's also a link to the BB scam tracker tool, but we'll do the ARP one. And then what this map lets you do, again, I have the link around scamware101.com. And while you're there, join our mailing list. But you go to the scam tracking map for ARP. Wait for it to load. Taking a minute to load. There it goes. Okay. Cool. All right. So as you can see on the screen, there's a map of the United States, and these are all reports of scams that are coming in. All the red that you see here are all the different scam reports that have come in. And It'll let you put in your zip code if you just want to check in your area and see which scams are kind of being reported in your area. You could also use the filters and do certain searches too for certain types of scams. But what we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at the most recent scams reported throughout the United States, which is right here. Right. So it looks like they always show us, there's always like a 3-day delay, right? So the most recent results it's showing us is from March 31st, so 3 days ago. And let's see what type of scams people are reporting on the scam tracker map. Good idea what's trending, what to watch out for. And let's take a look. So right off the top, the first one, fraudulent sales scam. Phone number called me and said they were from Walmart and a PlayStation 5 with special edition was being purchased. There you go, right there. That's the we gave an example of that. That's the fake order scam example. And we actually played you a recording earlier in this live stream of that phone call that says Walmart and a PlayStation 5 was purchased. So there you go. We see right here, that's the first one reported by somebody on this scam tracker map, reported a couple days ago. Fake order scam. Impersonating Walmart, saying a PlayStation was purchased. Don't call them back. Don't dispute it. And we did a video on fake order scams as well. So let's take a look at the next one. My 84-year-old mother became a victim of a scam. Caller with a CVS caller ID requested Medicare number. All right. So we didn't talk about that one much, but that's important to be aware of. Medicare scams are becoming more and more common, especially because of that breach. That breach I mentioned earlier about most of the country's medical information being stolen, right? They know who has Medicare and who to target. So, so this person reports that a caller with CVS's phone number requested Medicare number. So that's interesting. That's another example of how scammers are manipulating the caller ID. And in this case, they impersonated CVS. The caller ID showed CVS's phone number, so they trusted that they were talking to CVS, even though it was a scammer, and they asked for the Medicare number and information. So watch out for that scam. The scammers do try to get Medicare numbers. They get Medicare numbers so they can file false claims and all sorts of things. So that's a very common scam, and that is information they try to acquire. So if you get a call that says it's CVS and they're asking for your Medicare number, be suspicious. Hang up and actually call CVS back. But yeah, that's a report that came about the Medicare fraud and CVS's phone number being spoofed on the caller ID. So be aware of that. Debt-related scam. Keep receiving calls about owing back taxes. Someone named Sarah. I blocked the numbers, but they keep calling. There you go. See, we're on the right track. Earlier we played you with the IRS scams to be aware of, and one of the scams we talked about and we played you a recording of a phone call saying you have back taxes. And this confirms that scam circulating. Someone reported 3 days ago. They got the same call claiming you owe back taxes, and they could help you. It's a scam. Gotta watch out for that during tax season. I think this is why I like closing out with the Scam Watch map, because it confirms that all the things that we went over, are relevant and still being reported. Let's see. March 31st, chatbot called my cell phone about Medicare benefits. Was transferred to Sam after he asked about my age. That's what it says. It's probably going to say after I asked about my age, asked for my Medicare info. Right? Let's see. Chatbot called to my cell phone about Medicare benefits. I was transferred to Sam after he asked my age. He hung up. Oh, all right. I don't know why that matters, but sounds like a Medicare scam. So anyway, this is a scam tracker map. It's pretty cool, right? It gives you an idea which scams are being reported by people throughout the country. You could filter it down to your zip code or state. In most cases, if it's scams happening somewhere, it's happening somewhere else too. So, inheritance scam. There we go. Received a letter mailed from West Palm Beach, reportedly from a wealth manager company in Brussels, saying a person who was possibly a relative had died. There you go. That's funny because we just closed out with snail mail scams, showing you an example of an inheritance scam letter. And this guy reported a couple days ago he received a letter mailed, right? It's an inheritance scam letter. So there we go. We just shared that example earlier too. So that one's still circulating. Be aware of it, right? Auto-related scam. My toll payment must be settled by April 1st to avoid fines and suspensions. So there's the unpaid toll scam. We kicked off this live stream showing a bunch of examples of that. That one's extremely popular, so be aware of that one. It's still circulating. Yeah, we see this again down here. Some reports I got an email impersonating Easy Pass, saying that a toll was due. So there's emails circulating about the unpaid toll. There's text messages circulating about unpaid tolls. And it's being reported, so watch out for them. Here's an interesting one. Asking for my VIN and current mileage from National Vehicle Headquarters. The vehicle factory warranty was expiring. Oh, so that's a classic fake warranty, auto warranty scam that they try to sell you. Which, by the way, one of the examples I used about cyber breaches was that payment processor for car dealerships that got breached. I suspect we're going to see a lot more car warranty scams now with that information out there. Because now they could call you and they potentially already know what model car you're driving, what year and all that, and they could be much more convincing. They could say, they could actually appear to be from your dealership and who you worked with and say, I'm calling about an extended warranty and I'm with the dealership. But it's just a more convincing scam because now they have all that information. So look out for those. I think that's going to be happening a lot because of that breach that happened last year as well. Let's check out a few more. And then we're going to wrap up. This is the last bit of the live stream. We're just having a little fun closing out with seeing what the recent reports are. And so last chance to click that thumb up and give us a like if you haven't yet. Help us spread awareness. Click that thumbs up. Give us a like. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. We'll release videos and help spread awareness about these scams. We do this live stream every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. You can join our mailing list on scamaware101.com. And right on our homepage, and you can click Join Mailing List. And we'll send reminders about our next live stream, and we'll send you some scam awareness tips. We won't abuse the privilege. We won't try to spam you, and you can unsubscribe if you want. But we're good, though. We won't abuse the privilege of having your email address. It's just a way to keep in touch, and I'll let you know when new things are happening over here. Follow us on all your social media platforms. Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We have links to each right on our homepage on scamaware101.com. But our username across all of them is scamaware101. But if you can't find us, we have links to each profile on our homepage. And while you're there, join our mailing list. So anyway, I think it's a good time to wrap up this live stream. You guys get the point about this scam tracking map, right? And it confirmed that a lot of scams we talked about are still being reported as of 3 days ago. So it's a cool, useful tool, and you can find that on our tools and software page, among all the other third-party links we have here. Don't forget to check out those data breach lookup tools, find out what information's exposed, right? And check out these deals on NordPass, NordVPN, Delete Me, Malwarebytes Premium. We've got some really good deals here. Our affiliate links. You get a little small cut if you use our link, but you get an awesome deal as well. 56% off on NordPass. So if you're thinking of purchasing any of these pieces of software, use our link, get a big discount, and we get a little cut too. Win-win. But anyway, that's it. That wraps up this week's live stream. Our scam awareness live stream. We just wrapped up 19 types of scams. Showed you many different types of examples of those scams, including phone recordings and text messages and emails. Saw many new faces. Hope we shared some information and found some of it useful. And that's about it. Last chance. Click that thumbs up. Give us a last like before we wrap this up. Don't forget to visit scamaware101.com. Join that mailing list. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Help support the cause. We're just trying to spread awareness, put something good out there, and hopefully make an impact. you know, help some people avoid becoming a victim of these scammers. And with that said, everybody have a great night. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll talk to you next week. I'm Jared with Scammer 101. Stay safe.